The Suns reached an agreement with Grayson Allen on a 4-year, $70 million extension a day after locking up the West 6th seed in the playoffs. They play the Timberwolves Saturday. The Cardinals, one of 25 NFL teams, to begin their 3-phase voluntary OTA programs today, culminating with mandatory minicamp in mid-June. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword HAPPY at foxsports910.com. That's HAPPY at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Monday, look for mostly sunny skies. Temperatures in the upper 70s. For tonight, we'll see clear skies with those overnight lows dipping into the upper 50s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by New Vision Auto Glass.
Tired of looking through a windshield with a crack or chip in it?
Get it replaced with New Vision Auto Glass. Qualifying customers can get up to $375 cash back and a free dinner and Rodizio grill.
NewVisionAutoGlass.com.
480-210-9090.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports 910.
Well, the Phoenix Suns are not, I repeat, not in the play-in tournament with their victory over the T-Wolves in Minnesota yesterday. The Diamondbacks, behind Zach Gallen's star pitching, continues to win. The Pittsburgh Steelers legend is coming to the desert. And also for the Phoenix Suns, Grayson Allen gets a contract extension. Welcome in, everybody. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Jax is here. Shu is back in the iHeartRadio studios as we broadcast live today from Casino, Arizona. And Manuch is all excited. And the reason is, it is tonight the WNBA draft.
Yeah, I got that bad boy taped. Because once I get home from training, I'm going to make sure I am dialed in. And after Caitlin Clark, I can shut that bad boy down and move on. Absolutely. Probably the only time in history I'll ever even sneak a peek at a WNBA draft. But all that being said, what a great weekend it was. So the Suns had us fans right where they wanted, right? Because you're down by 16, taking on that Sacramento team. You kick it in, have the big run. And then yesterday, you just kind of, it's Minnesota. If they win, they might be the number one seed in the Western Conference. We'll score 44 on them. We'll force 24 turnovers. We'll shoot the lights out. No big deal. We're in. Oh, by the way, the Lakers, can you do us a favor? Can you beat the Pelicans again for 2 in a row?
Yeah.
Had us right where they wanted, Jimmy. Who knew that team had that in them? I think we all knew.
It was there.
It was there. It's just a matter of them finally kicking the mentality side in of winning those 2 games.
All right, then that brings us then to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day, and for a free quote, repair, or installation, just head to state48roofing.com. You can always follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. Here's the question. What percentage of a chance do you give the Suns to make it out of the first round of the playoffs against the Timberwolves? You have 4 options. 1, 25%, 2, 50%, 3, 75%, 4, 100%. Just go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter, cast your vote. We will update you as the show rolls all the way till 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I just, you put that out there now that they've kind of blown the doors off of the Timberwolves. 3 games. They win this series 3-0. But it's the playoffs. Catman coming back. Ant-Man getting a little testy.
He was testy.
But, it's a week off.
Yeah.
First game is Saturday. We don't know what time it is. I hope it's a night game. But they got to play the couple of the play-in games, get all that taken care of in the play-in tournament. Thank God they're not in that play-in tournament. But, I think, fortunately for the Suns fans, I think we saw a side of the Suns that hopefully – they can keep their act together. The first way they go, where do they go? 3-2-2. How are they doing this series? Is it 3-2-2? So they go to Minnesota for the first couple games. You know, it was 2-3-2, and then they kind of go from there. And then I think you gotta split there in Minnesota, because this will be a different Minnesota team in the playoffs.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody goes, well, they got their number. Well, they do regular season, but when they slow things down, and my whole thought process, Jimmy, can this team maintain that kind of intensity, perseverance, endurance? Shooting is going to come and go, but the commitment to the defensive side, I think, for me to force the turnovers, 24 total in that Minnesota game.
That's excellent.
16 in the first half, but to have that kind of energy throughout the rest of the playoffs, I think that's the main factor. Shooting wise, they should be fine.
Okay.
I mean, on average, you saw the last two games, the big three, they had 64 points versus the Sacramento. And then you had 64 against Minnesota as well, too. They're in the mid-60s for the big three, which is balanced.
Well, yeah, but see, that's a misnomer, because the game was a blowout. So they did not have to score 80 to 90 like normal, and that will have to be the case in the playoffs.
In the Sacramento game, it was not. They came back.
No, in the T-Wolves.
Yeah, in the T-Wolves, it was a blowout. So, but I mean, with the Friday night game with the Kings, that was, all of a sudden I'm listening to the game, and I'm going, wait a second, what? I mean, they know they've got to win, right?
Yes.
They know that they have to win these two games, and then to make that run at the end of the game was crucial. But I think I'm seeing 64 to 65, 70 on average the last 2 weeks by this Suns team. They had an 85 with the big three.
Yeah.
So as long as everybody else is contributing, but you got to think, Vogel only went, 4 deep off the bench in the Sacramento game.
I got news for you. That bench is even going to get shorter, Manuch.
Yeah, it will. A lot of guys go out.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the mean, median, and mode for stats? Look at the high, look at the low, and somewhere in the middle lies the truth.
There you go. The big news, of course, aside from the Suns being there's been so much talk about the Milwaukee Bucks and the way that they have fallen off this year. Think about this. I thought about this in the car driving here to the show today. Who did the Milwaukee Bucks lose? Well, they lost Jrue Holiday, who was their point guard and top defender, and they lost Grayson Allen, who was also an excellent defender and could shoot the three ball. What has he done since Grayson Allen came to the Valley of the... He shot the three ball over 40%, and he's their top defender around the perimeter.
Yeah, and I think that's been a great addition. I mean, and Bill's been pretty much running the point very successfully these last two games.
The last couple games.
Yeah, last couple games, as I said. And I think those are some of the things that Frank Vogel's going to have to take and run with. But as long as they got Grayson Allen in there to get you the threes and to make sure that he is a part of that, a lot of his threes are usually early on, but he had some key threes in that Sacramento game at the end of the game, which really helped the team. And the other thing, move the ball, move, find the open guy, bang. And that's the other one of the other, I call it common denominators this team.
Okay.
Move the ball. Defense. Obviously your 3-point shooting helps, but there's an energy, Jimmy, that they had coming out in that Minnesota game that you go, okay, can you maintain that? Now, can you maintain it or not? Or do you have that in the fourth quarter? By the way, they won the last 2 fourth quarters against Sacramento and against this Minnesota team, which is a good sign as well, too, to commit themselves. And when they score anywhere from 60 to 65 points, whether it's the first half or second half, this team is usually going to win the games. But when you get the offensive rebounds of 13 offensive rebounds and you get 24 turnovers, there's some commonalities, I think, when they win that they're going to have to carry into the first playoff round.
Now, this is really going to sound stupid coming from me, but I couldn't wait to get to the show today. Normally, on a day like today, I'd much rather be on the golf course. But in all actuality, I couldn't wait to get here, because ASU has signed a living legend to be their wide receivers coach. And if you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you know the name Hines Ward. Manuch, my question to you to begin. He does have coaching experience.
Sure
He is just not walking into this job cold.
No, he's not. He's a guy that wants to be here, wants to work hard, wants to prove a lot of people wrong that he can be a very good coach, number one. He was the head coach, I think, with the San Antonio team in the XFL or USFL a year ago. Was with the Jets for a little bit as an assistant coach. You love that. You love a guy
Three.
that played the position at a high level, performed at a high level. He's coached at a high level. And if it's a guy that has something to prove to take this receiving core at Arizona State to another level, man, if I'm a receiver to issue, I'm like, hallelujah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick this guy's brain. Any word he says, I'm gonna be totally focused on. And I think for the passing game overall will help this too. And I think with this offense, some of his thoughts and his ideas or fresh ideas for Kenny Dillingham as to certain scenarios will help him as well.
That was going to be my follow-up question, and so I will use that as a follow-up. With him coming in and the NFL brain acumen that he has, how does that fit in then to the college offensive set?
Well, I think it'll fit fine. He'll see some things that maybe a lot of guys don't necessarily see that he can add. I mean, Kenny Dillingham's got a pretty good handle on this offense. I think that there's times to say, hey, look, when you're in spring ball, which I think their spring game is this weekend coming up. If there's something he can add to enhance the offense or something he sees that Kenny can go, okay, I see what you're saying. This, or the positioning of the receivers or working with receivers, that receiving room has improved 10% by him just walking in the room.
I agree.
I mean, just him being there and his mentality and his want to get this team, help this team get to another level, will not only help the receiver, but it's going to help Kenny Dillingham and this offensive staff.
Hey, the top headlines presented by right here, the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar and Casino, Arizona. Come on in, watch the game, bet the game. Doors open at 8 o'clock in the morning. They close at 11 at night. They have 3 live betting windows and 6 self-service betting kiosks. It is all available to you right here, the CAZ Sports Book. And if you're thirsty and hungry, it's right in the CAZ Sports Bar. They always have food and drink specials. Once again, it is the CAZ Sports Book here at Casino, Arizona. All right, when we come, it's our G2G Player Award for the dumbest or bad moments of the weekend. It's coming up next, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on the drive, with the Suns facing a huge first-round matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves, what are the biggest reasons for optimism? What are the biggest reasons for pessimism? 6:05 on the drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app. Kevin Rowe here, not talking about car wrecks today. Instead, I want to talk about this year's Lerner Rowe Gives Back Golf Tournament at McCormick Ranch Golf Course on April 26th. Every year, we put on the biggest, most fun golf tournament with tons of swag and libations on every hole. Last year, we raised over $1.1 million, and 100% of that money went to over 65 Arizona charities. For more information on this year's golf event and everything Lerner Rowe does in the community, go to LernerRoweGivesBack.org.
Beat the heat with a patio misting system from Fogco. Let Fogco design the perfect misting system for your patio, pool, or leisure areas. Stay cool all summer with Fogco patio misters. Get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com. Fogco, serving the Valley for over 35 years.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco Pasado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Have you ever lifted a piece of furniture only to discover the carpet underneath looks brand new while the rest of it looks, well, not brand new? That's when you realize you need new carpet. At the Home Depot, we have a wide selection of all the top brands. Best of all, installation is included. So all you need to do is choose something that matches your style. Start your carpet project today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Installation included qualifying purchases. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
I love a beautiful lawn. I hate doing lawn care. That's why I use True Green. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. And we all know those are some nice greens. So just imagine what they can do for your lawn. All you have to do is water and mow. And to top it off, when you sign up for an annual plan by April 20th, get 1 application free. Visit truegreen.com for the best lawn at the best price, guaranteed. Restrictions apply.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in mornings 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
All right, everybody, we're hanging out today. Casino, Arizona is where you can find us at the CAZ Sportsbook in the CAZ Sports Bar. All right, Manuch, let's get to some sounds of the weekend. And we're going to start, obviously, with the, Phoenix Suns and their victory over the T-Wolves, which gives them the number 6 seed in the upcoming NBA playoffs. Following the game, Devin Booker talking about what really got this big win for Phoenix.
We know we'll figure things out in the offense end, even though we can get sloppy at times. But, if we can hang our head on the defense end and guard like we did and force them into the turnovers that we did, we'd be in pretty good shape.
Well, that's the key right there. And look, everybody talks about
as simple as that sounds.
Yeah, I know. But the key is everybody talks about, they're scoring 116, 120. That is all going to change now.
Yeah, and he said basically a lot of folks, hey, look, we'll figure out the offense.
Yeah.
We'll be fine there. They are scoring a lot of points, but I think the tenaciousness and the hustle, the rebounding, it was truly a concerted effort, Jimmy, watching them play defense.
Mm-hmm.
And then forcing a lot of hands in the passing lanes as far as getting their hands up, fast breaks. One time Bill comes down, he knows he kind of anticipates a pass, puts his hands up. Catman's looking to throw it across the court, and he knocks it and goes back toward the Suns' goal, and the Suns get a fast break, 2 points quick.
Yep.
And I know that they look at a lot of tape, so everybody's going, where they've been all year with this defense? It's got to be a concerted effort. They know what the other teams are doing offensively.
Everybody knows everybody. We're way past that. It is indeed thought process and effort. Here's Suns coach Frank Vogel. He didn't really thank the LA Lakers for beating New Orleans Pelicans yesterday, but he's pretty excited to be the 6th seed in the West.
Yeah, we're excited about it. We wanted to finish in the top 6 just to, avoid the possibility. We would have been confident in a playing game, but you avoid the possibility of a bad shooting night or a rolled ankle or something like changing the fate of your season.
Well, he's absolutely right about that, because in the play-in stuff, you could just have an off night shooting the basketball and you get bounced. So now you are going to have those extended series. So if you have a bad night shooting, you still are in the game.
Frank Vogel's very even-keeled.
He is.
You would think he'd get a little more animated. We got to thank the Lakers, Bob. And you just be – let us know how you really feel, Frank.
He's not going to thank the Lakers. Remember, they fired him.
I know, but all the Suns fans are like, wow. I mean, it's like, we had it all under control. We're good. As long as we play some D and we go ahead and run our offense the way they were supposed to. It's just the guy, he's very vanilla, which I guess is good for that locker room. For us Suns fans, we like a little more emotion to say, excuse me, were you on the same tightrope we were? in reference to you guys having to win those 2 games. So maybe that's what that locker room needs. And with those veterans in there, they understand what it's all about.
Absolutely.
Not as if he's got to crack the whip per se.
All right, so Anthony Edwards, who is a spectacular NBA player, talking after the blowout loss, saying how important their mindset is going to be in the upcoming series against the Suns.
Figure out a way to beat Phoenix because we ain't been able to do it. So that's the mindset.
He's right. They haven't been able to do it, Manuch.
And I think that now the Catman is back, and you look at him back and then getting this team, the cohesiveness that they'll work on all week long, maybe scrimmage to try to find that formula. But, yeah, the Suns have their number. I hope they have their number for the next 4 out of 7 games.
There you go.
I really do. But he understands where their shortcomings are with this team. And I think that not that they were caught off guard because they wanted to win that game. They're looking for that number 1 seed in that Western Conference.
It's really funny to me how many NBA players, even through the course of history in the NBA, have like nicknames. I mean, you can go to Magic
Ant-Man, Catman.
I know, it's great.
The Ant-Man.
And Cat.
I'm thinking of some kind of superhero to break out here with the Ant-Man.
Here we got KD, we got Book. You know, I mean, it's just the way the NBA rolls. Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns, as we were just talking about, as Cat, talking about round 1.
You know, in the playoffs, as you guys know, and it steps up to another notch. So we're going to have to play chess with them and find different ways that we could utilize our size, our length, and be the best team we could be come game 1.
All right, so that's the matchup, and it all begins this coming
and I'm sure, you know, him getting back in the flow, Jimmy, the 10 points, he wasn't happy with that, was 1 for 4 for 3-point land, just getting his game back together. And it seemed as though the team was catering to him early in that game, too. Now, the Suns scored 44 points. Tough to really cater or run an offense through somebody when you're getting the doors blown off.
Right.
You're just trying to keep up. And they got within, 8 points, then 6 points, and then the Suns took off again. But I think that they know that, hey, look, we want to win this game. But in the meantime, trying to get the Catman and get him more involved in the offense. And 10 points, I think he'll vastly improve on that. But again, you look at their bench. You know, their bench, short bench as well, too. Once the doors got blown off, they just start substituting everybody.
Empty the bench. Everybody plays. So there it is. There are our sounds of the weekend concerning the T-Wolves and the Suns. Now, it is always a great segment when we do this. It is indeed our G2G Player Award of the Weekend.
Who needs a G2G protein bar? Did your favorite player make a big mistake that cost them the game?
That's impossible. That is impossible. I'm telling you, there's something inside his brain about this building.
Or maybe just an embarrassing moment.
You know, it's just easier to call you stupid.
Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B react to the dumbest plays of the week and give out their best candidates for the G2G Protein Bar Award of the Week. A refrigerated protein bar with unmatched taste. G2G Protein Bars are now available at Costco.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're hanging out today, Casino, Arizona, always on a Monday at the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar. Manuch, I'll give the opening for you. It is indeed our G2G Player Award of the Weekend.
Well, you had one guy that really struggled. He didn't do anything dumb. He just struggled, and it was Blake Snell as he returned to Tropicana Field with the San Francisco Giants. The 2-time Cy Young Award winner allowed 7 runs over 4 innings in the 9-4 loss to the Tampa Bay Rays yesterday, including a pair of homers, gave up 6 hits, 2 walks, and struck out 4. His 78 pitches were only 48 of his 78 were strikes. So the 7 earned runs tied Snell's career high. Only one San Francisco starter, Alex Cobb, on May 20th at Milwaukee, gave up 7 earned runs last season. And he had said, hey, look, I went through the emotions last year and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, he struggled. He might need a couple of G2G protein bars to get over what he went through yesterday.
All right. Mine was going to golf. And I'm sure that if you watch some of the Masters, Jax might have seen this. He was dialed in. Zach Johnson, the former Ryder Cup captain and also a major tour winner on the par 3 12th hole. He struggles mightily on that hole, misses it, chips all over the green, and takes a triple bogey on the par 3 hole, the 12th hole at the Masters yesterday. The fans are giving him the Bronx cheer, Manuch. Yeah, get off the green. Yeah, get out of here. He picks up his golf ball and turns to the crowd and says, F off.
Wow.
Right
Zach,
to the F off.
The
right to the crowd.
Midwest church going Zach Johnson.
I thought he was a Philadelphia guy. That's why he
might
dropped
be.
that out. So.
No.
Unbelievable.
See,
F off.
You know what? That's one of those. You get your G2G protein bar.
Yeah.
You get your Southwest Airlines ticket because you're going to want to get away after something like that. Yeah, it just goes to show you guys it can happen. It happens to the very best of them. That was one of those, damn. You just kind of take your medicine, walk off to the next hole, and move on and close around. And then just hope that somebody doesn't have you for the G2G player of the week or lack thereof on their radio shows the following Monday.
Oh, my gosh. Well, we just did it to him right there with Zach Johnson. You can win a G2G protein bar for the entire year. Just text G2G to 59925. Once again, that's 59925 for a G2G protein bars for the entire year. Standard message, data rates apply. G2G protein bars available in the refrigerated section of Costco.
The other thing, too, is if you want to, if this was Saturday, VJ Singh shot an 82.
Yeah.
Tiger shot an 82.
He did.
I think they were diving into those G2G protein bars as well, too, in reference to having those bad days. And, you love seeing Tiger out there, but I really believe watching him struggle those last two. He shot a 77 yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
But that 82 on Saturday and seeing him slowly walk and kind of a quasi-limp, you just wonder how many majors he has left in them as far as not so much playing. I think he's playing them.
Yeah.
But as far as winning those majors.
I'm telling you what I saw the first 2 days, and I just think that his body quit on him the second 2 days. When he came out afterwards and said, hey, I'm pretty pleased with what I did. Manuch, he hadn't played competitive all those holes in like a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years.
And his swing looks
good.
It's
good.
It's not so much the swing.
No, just his body holding up.
Yeah, his body. I mean, you think of all the surgeries he's had, neck, back, the leg, the accident. I mean, he's 42, 43 now.
46.
Is he that old? Okay. Yeah. Well, his body's probably going on 75. If you think about it.
Easy.
So I think he's got the CBD salve all over the place just to keep him and get him ready to play. But hey, you love the stroke. You love him out there because people were tuned in to see what he could do Saturday and Sunday.
All right, so everybody knows by now the Coyotes are toast here in the desert. Dunzo, gonzo, they're headed to Salt Lake. When we come back, former Yotes assistant coach Steve Peters is going to be our guest. We're going to dive into what is next. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Cardinals are hosting Alabama edge rusher Dallas Turner for a visit today and tomorrow. The Diamondbacks play the Cubs tonight with Merrill Kelly drawing the start. The Phoenix Mercury own 2 third-round picks in today's WNBA draft. Reports say Yotes owner Alex Morello could move the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners up to the Valley when the sale of the franchise to Salt Lake City is complete. And the Suns reached an agreement with guard Grayson Allen on a 4-year, $70 million contract extension. A day after locking up the West number 6 seed in the playoffs, they'll take on the Timberwolves on Saturday. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, historic rivalries tip off with shareable bites, and every shot you take is a game winner. All season long, you're balling with 29-degree beer, courtside seats, and scenic views. I mean, where else can you pair wall-to-wall hoops with hard-to-find whiskey? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
A homeowner just like you
decides
to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof Until.
There's no rock. Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial, state48roofing.com.
Life's a sprint. Meet G2G protein bars. Grab and go fuel for the office, links, and daily grind. Score an 8-pack at Costco or explore flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, power-packed G2G protein bars. Setting your pace.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It can be family or people you like.
All right, Steve's good.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plans starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Start clean with Clorox because Clorox delivers a powerful clean every time. Because messes happen. Because...
Hey, listen, remember how you told me to toss those takeout containers before we left for vacation? And you were like, I'm serious. If that leaks over the counter, it'll be a slimy abomination by the time I get back. And I was like, yeah, of course. Don't worry about it. I won't forget. Well.
Ooh, yeah, that happens. So start clean with Clorox. Use Clorox products as directed. Rinse after use if in contact with food surface.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com. That's progressive.com.
Time to talk puck with ESPN analyst and host of the Coyotes podcast on GoPHNX, former NHL coach Steve Peters. Coach Petey now talking puck on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the free iHeartRadio app.
Well, y'all know by now, on Friday, the Coyote players were informed that the team is relocating to Utah. Joining us now to talk about it, as you just heard, Coach Pete. Coach, I don't even know where to start. When I saw you in the morning the other day, and for those who don't know, Steve and I live next to each other. We're neighbors. And he mentioned to me that he had talked to some of the players and didn't want to go on record yet because, you know, he wanted it to come out of the right source. He told me that this was going down. And it didn't really sink in, Steve, until like a few hours later when all the reports came in. When did it truly sink in with you that it is all over with the Coyotes?
You know, it's interesting because we talk about this a lot on our show, and it ebbs and flows. It's like Leah likened it to a relationship breakup or a death in the family. It's really hard, and there are days I'm fine, and there are days I'm not, because hockey has been such an integral part of my life. Sure, I've been around this franchise for literally since its inception. It's really hard. And you try to find ways to supplant it, going, oh, there's going to be ASU hockey. The Roadrunners are staying in Arizona. But this hits hard. This hits hard. And sports is just different. And the loss of a team, you know, there hasn't been one in the NHL since Atlanta moved to Winnipeg. And that's been a very long time now. So this is only the second time since 2000 that this has happened. It's hard. And I don't honestly know if it has sunk in yet.
Steve, you're not that far removed from being on the staff for the Coyotes. You know a lot of the front office folks on and off the ice. What kind of conversations have you had where this is directly impacting the folks that work for the organization?
Yeah, it's funny. When you're a sports fan, you think the team moves. It's a team moves. It's a couple of jerseys and name changes on the logos, but it's so much deeper than that. The players are affected greatly here, and there are some players that are really unhappy. And the players love the Valley. They love the weather here. They love the golf. They think that the future was bright here. There's some players that are very frustrated and felt blindsided by this. But the staff, this is devastating. And we know the financial setup for the staff is much different than the players. Players will be fine. They'll buy a great new house and everything will be fine. This is different. This is different than the guys that have wives that work and kids that are in school. There are people that don't know if they're going to have a job next week because they haven't really been notified what's going to happen over the next few days. A few have, and few I've talked to are planning on making the move to Salt Lake, and they did it through tears, and these are grown men. These are tough decisions. Selling houses, getting kids out of school. This is very, very hard. And I want to make sure people understand that that is part of this process of moving a franchise, that there are a lot of people affected outside just the players and the fan base.
Steve, I'll back up just a little bit. Coach T had talked about his interview that they were made aware that this could happen way back. And I say way back in January 24th. So if you look at all the timelines, Channel 12's been real good about breaking the timelines down, what have you. At what point do you feel that the straw broke the camel's back, so to speak?
I think it was over waiting for this auction to get posted. I think that was finally it, because you saw the auction. We've all been waiting for the auction to get posted in June. I think that needed to get posted. The anticipation is that auction was going to get posted earlier in the year, and the auction would take place sometime in the first quarter of 2024. When that didn't happen, and that date of in March started to pass, you go January, February, March, you go, we're into June. If anything goes wrong with this project, if it goes right, it's 3 more years at Mullet. If anything goes wrong, whether that's politics or land problems, construction problems, building problems, whatever that may be, you're talking 4, maybe 5 more years at Mullet. And the league just said, no, we're not going to put the NHL in the Mullet Arena for the next 5 seasons. So I think when Alex Morella couldn't say, hey, we're definitely going to be up and running in 3 years, and he can't make that promise because he doesn't know. I think that was the beginning of the end. And I do think that they tried to save a brave face with their fan base just to keep them interested till game 82. But I think the fate on this has been sealed for some time, for much over a month.
I'm with you on that. All right, take me then to the owner. He gets $1 billion for the franchise. My question to you is, in your heart, even if they were to secure the land deal, do you believe that they will try to bring hockey back to the desert? He's a businessman. He knows how to make big money, and he has made big money, Steve. Do you really believe that it would be him who will again have the opportunity to get an expansion team?
I don't want to take too long here, Jimmy B, but here's what I think. I think the ownership group is where the responsibility of this franchise leaving lies 100% on Alex Morello Sr. and the ownership group. This could have been done many different ways, and there are many missteps over the last year. What surprises me out of this, and we talked about the heartbreak of some of the staff members and players and fan bases, the one that comes out of this with over projected $500 million to $700 million profit is Alex Morello Sr. And I struggle with that part of it. I also struggle with the National Hockey League trying to get out of this franchise commitment with Alex Morello Sr. I do struggle to think that he will be again to an NHL franchise in 5 to 7 years. I really have a difficult time believing that. At this point, we're hearing from Alex Morello that he still intends to win that auction on the 27th. He intends to start building in the first quarter of 2025. He intends to have a building and the Coyotes back somewhere between 4 and 7 seasons from now. But that is a long time from now, and a lot of things can happen. I have a hard time believing it.
Steve Peters with us, Fox Sports 910. You think the NHL wanted him out? I mean, think about it. He couldn't get the Tempe deal done. That was a layup. It should have been a layup. Yep. You hear about how the staff, you and I have talked about it, how some of the staff was treated. He couldn't pay his bills in Glendale. It could just been something behind the scenes that they really didn't want him.
I think there's a huge frustration with this ownership group, and I think he's had very successful businesses in his portfolio. The one difference with a sports team is public perception matters, and what your fan base thinks of you matters. So the truth is, on the bill paying, Alex Morello's got money. He makes a lot of money at his casinos in Vegas, in Nevada, and Reno. He's got a lot of money, but some of his modus operandi has been delaying bill payment, and it started things in a bad direction for him. Yeah, there are huge problems here. I think the league was frustrated. The Athletic wrote a hit piece on the toxic culture inside that staff years ago, and that's while I was still there. And I'll be honest, I'm talking to the people I've talked to over the last week, hasn't changed much. There are people that are very angry with what's going on there, and they're ready to tell their stories. So I just have to say this: stay tuned. I have a hard time believing he's getting a team back unless he really changes the way he does business in this city.
All right, let me follow up then with that. Ryan Smith is the owner of the Utah Jazz in Salt Lake City, a self-made billionaire.
3.
So Matt Ishbia is a billionaire. He now owns the Phoenix Suns. Do you believe that Ishbia had anything to do with this and Ryan Smith diving into this just because, as what you stated, National Hockey League found some unsavory things about Morello, and they would like to have an owner like Ryan Smith?
You know, I don't know the relationship between Ryan Smith and Matt Ishbia. I know Matt Ishbia, his name has come up a lot over the last 6 months to a year about him and his interest in buying a hockey team. And I think he's said he's interested on the periphery. I don't think it ever got serious. And from what I'm understanding, the talks with the NHL never became serious with Matt Ishbia. Ryan Smith is interesting, though, when you talk about bringing the NBA to Utah and now the hockey team. Utah is a quarter of the size of the Phoenix metro area. The building is now, and this one is surprising to me, the building the Jazz play in will automatically become the third oldest NHL building when this team moves in. Only Madison Square Garden and the Saddle Dome in Calgary are older. So this building is old. And similar to Miracle West Arena, they're a they seat 11,000 unobstructed view seats. 11,000 unobstructed, not made for hockey. They have to push in all of the boards behind the visiting goaltender. This is not ideal. And it really shows you how the commitment to the league to get this team out of Alex Morello's hands really is there. Because if you're going to go to a non-ideal situation, it had to be bad here.
Steve, we'll get you out on this one. I'm going to take my media hat off, and I'm going to put my fan hat on. I have 4 jerseys, sweaters, whatever you want to call them. I feel absolutely screwed. I spent all this money. I support the team. I basically buy into this BS about this process and going through a rebuild every year. What's going to suck here is we're never going to see the process come to fruition. We're never going to see how talented this team that you've been preaching about, how good this team is going to be. And what if they go into Utah next year and they make the playoffs and they go deep into the playoffs? You know, I don't know. I mean, I need somebody to get me to jump off the,
that's about the ledge,
off the ledge, because I'm getting more from, oh, this sucks, I'm upset, to now I'm pissed off. Just pissed off.
Get ready, Rock. They've won 4 of their last 6, and you know who's pulling them through it? Josh Doan, rookie. Matthias Michelli, Dylan Gunther, Logan Cooley. They are carrying the mail for this team. Dylan Gunther's on pace. If he would have played the whole season, he has a 31 goal pace right now. Those young kids are carrying this team. And every night we look at this franchise and go, seriously, like now this is going to happen? Yeah, they're going to be good. They're going to be good in Salt Lake. And the one thing that we've been grateful for, they've been winning late here, so it's taking them out of the best odds for the lottery. Because if this team wins the lottery and the Salt Lake City, whatever they become, gets the first pick overall, oh, buddy. Yeah, this is going to be this is a hard pill to swallow. And here's the other thing: when you say that, Alex Morello is his thoughts are, well, I'm saving Arizona hockey. It's going to be the Coyotes again. I've got the franchise name and the jersey, but it's not. It's not the team that we've all grown to love and follow. It's not the players. Like I don't think there's a real disconnect between him and the fan base. A real disconnect, and I don't think he understands that he's losing all of those names and players. We don't follow the jersey. We follow the guys in them.
Yeah, and by the way, you gave me that little tip that I put on DraftKings and lost my ass. Just so you know. So that means at least 3 weeks of you taking in both my cans, my recycling can and my regular trash can. Okay.
I was also going to ask if it was Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B with PD. I'm just checking.
Hey,
got a little ring to it.
We'll always have a home for you, Coach. Absolutely. We'll always have a home for you, buddy. Hey, thanks for the time, man. We always appreciate it.
Thanks.
SD Peters joining us, part of PHX, does a tremendous job. Him and Craig Morgan, they've been all over it. And again, just it's just going to be a tough time when this thing comes out. When we have some time over the next few days, we'll really break down this statement, which is an absolute joke, that he put out in all caps. In all caps. Who does that? Who sends out a statement in all caps?
I'm like, tell us something we don't know.
Oh, well, he didn't want to tell us anything.
Well, we're so tired of the BS. We know it's BS when he comes out with it. It's like, okay, Murillo, it's total BS. We don't even. I read halfway through. I went, Forget it.
Yeah, it was only 2 paragraphs.
2 paragraphs.
Yeah,
You're like, okay.
It said nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And
we'll
it's- and he's
continue
been
on.
saying nothing.
We'll
the last
continue
2
on. It's Rock and Manuch, Fox Sports 910.
This is the Herd. You're excited. I'm excited. With Colin Cowherd.
Fans are losing their minds after Caleb Williams reveals painted nails and a pink phone. This is another example of headline doesn't match reality. I do not believe 95% of fans care and 0% of NFL general managers.
This is the Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar on the southeast corner of Cave Creek in the 101. Happy hour 7 days a week, 4 to 7, with $5.50 house wines and well drinks, $4.75 draft, plus tons of food specials. Upper Crust Pizza and Patio Wine Bar.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
I lock up my Old Spice Fiji aluminum-free dry spray to 24/7 lasting freshness, safe for myself. Fresh coconuts, palm trees in the wind. It's like catching waves in Fiji. Actually, I just talked myself into a refreshing spritz of Fiji. My Old Spice is missing! No!
Doug. To celebrate everyone who's customized and saved hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, we got a savings siren that goes off every time someone saves. There it is. It's a really more savings, which really, okay, a lot of savings. Little annoying now. Will you stop saving for 5 seconds?
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com. Savings may vary, underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan. You are live on Sports 9 from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 9 on the iHeartRadio app.
Well, I believe it deserves to be mentioned again as the legend, the Pittsburgh Steelers legend in Hines Ward has been hired as the next wide receivers coach at Arizona State. I think that's pretty cool. 2-time Super Bowl winner. He had most recently been the assistant at New York and for the Jets. He spent some time in Florida Atlantic. So he's trying to go down that road, coach, and he's got a big name, and hopefully he will help in recruiting.
Oh, well, I think that's key. He wants to be a good coach that can prove to a lot of people that he can be a good coach, can be eventually be a head coach. But I mean, as I mentioned earlier, Rock, just having him on campus improves the program, recruiting.
Yeah.
As far as experience, understanding, he can bring so much to the receiver room, to the offensive room. Kenny Dillingham as a head coach, offensive staff. There's so many things, and he wants to be there. He's like, hey, look, if I got to take a couple steps back, we're going to take 10 steps forward and be either a college head coach or a pro head coach or go back to the NFL. You hear that when you hear these interviews, you hear Kenny Dillingham on all the shows say, look, this is our meeting. This is where it went. He was being very honest. Look, I want to be here. I want to work. And this is a great win, great future for ASU to have him on campus.
I think all he has to do when he's talking to his wide receiver room is just show some old film of him playing with the Pittsburgh Steelers and also showing the catches that he made in those Super Bowls as well. Hey, guys, you want to do this? You want to hold up a Super Bowl trophy? I'm that guy.
And he was one of the best. He was one of the best blocking receivers.
He was.
And he could throw it a little bit as well, too.
I'm just curious, Jimmy, is that a gold rope chain around your neck?
Are we back to that again?
You didn't learn anything last time?
No.
You don't have an undershirt on.
No. All right, what is this? What am I wearing? What do you call it?
A pullover.
Did I pull it over my head and over my shoulders?
Which
it's
goes
a pullover.
Over a T-shirt.
No, it's too hot out.
Then you don't wear a pullover. Why do you wear long sleeves?
I pulled it over my head.
Jimmy, you look great.
Thank you.
Hey,
brother.
do you have anything underneath your pullover?
No, this isn't a pullover. This is a sweatshirt, a long sleeve sweatshirt.
So most people wear sweatshirts over something.
I always have a T-shirt underneath.
Yeah, or like
Right.
anything.
By the way, hey, Rock, we should be thankful he didn't zip that thing all the way down and show whatever.
The thing I think is so funny, is there any way with the camera to zoom in? Can you go get it right now and zoom into just how thick that tiny little necklace he's
I'm
got
surprised
on?
you saw it, Rock.
Dude, it's not even worth wearing.
It is.
It's like it's as thin as like I don't know, like a needle you would use to, like for blood. I mean, it's like this. It's so thin. It's not even worth. Take it back.
It's as thin as charging cord.
I told
Yeah,
you.
it's like a charging cord.
Please stop. I
No,
told
it
you.
is. Charging cord might be a little thicker.
It's a Mr. T starter set.
No, it's not.
And I've been using this for a long time because a person near and dear to me gave this to me 30 years ago. Baby.
Is this a story time, Jimmy?
No.
Jimmy's so
yeah, I was just gonna.
What?
Go ahead.
Go shoot.
I was just gonna ask if this is still football at 50 because I still got the music playing and we kind of sidebarred.
I have one more story.
I can tell you.
Okay,
this.
then I'll keep the music.
I wore this chain while I played football out in the lots.
Yeah,
Hell
right.
yeah. So,
Sandlot?
Yeah, it's sandlot ball.
Sandlot football?
We
Is it sandlot baseball?
In backyards, yeah, sandlot.
Okay, but
man.
really?
Yeah, played flag all the time.
You actually had flags back then.
They did. Go back to mid-60s, we played flag football.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
mid-60s.
In fact, Francis Scott Key.
Oh, here we go. All right, stop the music. Let's get it. Wait. Stop. Hold that thought. Let's just properly do this.
Francis Scott
All right.
Key.
Go ahead. Shoot. Thank you.
In fact, Francis Scott Key.
A good friend of yours?
He was my neighbor.
Yeah,
kind of like Steve.
His
Peters.
college roommate.
Yeah. So Francis Scott Key was the guy who designed towels to be worn in flag football. It was his idea. So from that standpoint, I feel blessed, A, that I knew him, and B, that I was wearing, and I'm going to break news to you now, this chain was given to me by my mom long ago, and I wear it in homage to my mother.
Oh, don't you feel like an ass?
I do feel like an ass.
Oh, man.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because why else would he wear it, Rock? I mean,
very true.
I mean, why else would he wear it?
That's why he pulls the zipper down in respect to his mother. All right, Rock?
And he doesn't want to. He wants to make sure that he shows his chest
Just
so that you can
enough.
see the necklace.
He doesn't want to wear a shirt underneath to block it either.
All right, so let's note this at 1:54 on the 15th.
Jeez.
I will never ever comment on the very small rope chain, but that was back in then. Size didn't matter back then.
That's
yeah,
right.
I get it.
It matters now.
Disco era.
One more football story. I really think the Ohio State Buckeyes are going to be national champions in 2025. I really do. From the 2024. And the only reason why I say that, they just had the spring practice. They haven't named their quarterback. They do have Will Howard, who transferred from Manuch's alma mater. And then they have Devin Brown, who's a junior. And then they got this 5-star freshman, Julian Sayin. But the big story here is Chip Kelly is their offensive coordinator.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, there's certain coaches that are better coordinators than they are head coaches. Buddy Ryan on defense. I mean, there's so many of those type of coaches. I'm a Buckeye fan, but I'm like watching some of the spring practice. Like, okay, these guys look pretty good. And you watch Mississippi's practice, and they got freaking Joey Chestnut doing a hot dog eating contest.
And Devin Brown is from, I believe, it's Higley High School is where he's from. Young man out of Higley who is transferred. So yeah, it's great competition. Will Howard has experience. They both, but this offense will be more of an up tempo, not quite air raid. Matter of fact, that was his problem with the Philadelphia Eagles, the head coach. First year they were fine, go to the playoffs. That second year, these offensive line were like, coach, hey Chip, we got to slow this bad boy down. That's when they really started to falter. So I'm excited to see with all the talent he has running that offense, how they can get to that next level and finally win, or not finally, but win a national championship next year.
Wow. We're out here at the CAZ Sports Book in Casino, Arizona. We'll have Casey on, I believe, today in about an hour. So looking forward to catching up with him. It was great to see every single NBA team playing yesterday, but not one on Saturday. Did you know there was not one team playing? But it was all Masters. We'll talk more about that throughout the afternoon. But we are out here at the CAZ Sportsbook, as I mentioned.
30.
Great place to put down some bets if you're into that, as they have a huge 3 betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, and 8 screens that display all the betting lines. We'll continue. It's Roc and Manuch, Sports 910.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what they're not talking about is their results. Maybe they don't have any. At Lerner & Rowe, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, with over $1 billion just in the last 5 years alone. When you want results, call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Deep Cuts, a commercial-free station featuring deep album tracks from iconic artists. Just search Deep Cuts and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like school pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Dukes, because there's only one Dukes. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Dukes, Miller and McDowell.
Start clean with Clorox, because Clorox delivers a powerful clean every time. Because messes happen. Because
I got the charcoal mask. Great, because why would I put that on my face when I could drop it in my sink? This is what I get for multitasking. Ugh, why is charcoal so sticky? Hello? Hey, Janice. I am so sorry. I thought I was on mute. No, we don't need to reschedule. I'll just stay off camera.
Ooh, yeah, that happens. So start clean with Clorox. Use Clorox products as directed.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group Studios. This is KTME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
The Suns reached an agreement with guard Grayson Allen on a 4-year, $70 million contract extension. The day after locking up the West 6th seed in the playoffs, they play the Timberwolves on Saturday. The Cardinals are hosting Alabama edge rusher Dallas Turner for a visit today and tomorrow. The Diamondbacks face the Cubs tonight with Merrill Kelly drawing the start. The Mercury owned 2 third-round picks in today's WNBA draft. And reports say Coyotes owner Alex Morello could move the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners up to the Valley when the sale of the franchise to Salt Lake City is complete. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Need their chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword money at foxsports910.com. That's money at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Monday, look for mostly sunny skies. Temperatures in the
You hear me?
70s for tonight.
He's there?
Clear skies with those
Okay.
overnight lows dipping into the upper 50s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they're guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Let's get right to it. Suns avoided the play-in tournament after they won yesterday to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They got them in the playoff now. Joining us to talk Suns, everything Suns, as the playoffs are here. Gerald Bourguet joins us, lead Suns writer for PHNX, and he is now on Fox Sports 910. Gerald, Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, thanks so much for jumping on with us today. I want to get your thoughts on where's the mental state of this team right now? As this team has been kind of on a roller coaster the last few weeks, a lot of you in the fan base, us included, were like, oh no, what's going on here? Where are they? You're around this team a lot more than everyone else there.
Yeah, I think over the last week we've seen it hit some real lows and then bounce back for some real highs.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it started with that fourth quarter in Sacramento, a game where through 3 quarters it felt like more of the same that we had seen against the Clippers earlier in the week. And then Bradley Beal just decided, I'm not going to let this team lose. And there was some fire, there was some passion. The Big Three came out and took care of a game they needed to win to keep hopes alive for the 6th seed. And then they followed that up with a resounding victory against a Minnesota team that they match up really well against. So I think there's a good amount of confidence. They avoided a play-in, a do-or-die scenario. They get a week of rest now, and now they're going up against the Timberwolves team that they've beaten all 3 times this season by a combined 47 points. So this is about as good of an outcome as you could hope for as a Suns fan, looking at, the potential first-round matchups they could have been paired with. And, this is a team that has always talked about wanting to peak at the right time, and depending on how much confidence they gain from this matchup against the Wolves, they could turn into something a little bit more dangerous than we were expecting about a week ago.
John, I want to go back to that Sacramento game. Being down by 16 at that point seems like reality set in with this team. Like, look, if we don't turn it on and go make this run, we could be in the play-in tournament. Is that about the time they started to make the run and playing defense and hitting shots and imposing their will on the Kings and then carrying that over to Minnesota?
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. And I think Beal was instrumental in setting that tone. They've been playing him a little bit more recently to start fourth quarters by himself to just give him the full reins. And he's gotten a lot more comfortable being aggressive as a scorer, despite being asked to do a lot more of the point guard activity. So Brad finding his scoring touch, being more consistent, everybody staying healthy. These are all positive things. And it felt like in that Sacramento game, switch just kind of flipped in his head and in the Suns' head that it's time. Like he said in his post-game interviews, it's time.
I'm really curious about the contract extension for Grayson Allen. I thought that he was one of the most important pieces that they acquired in the offseason. He proved his worth with his terrific three-point shooting. He is also their best perimeter defender. Now the Suns and owner Matt Ishbia are going to be way over the cap, and so he's going to pay those extra taxes. What do you find about the owner making that move and not afraid to go after top talent?
Yeah, I mean, it's crucial, and it's awesome to see an owner who backs up what he says, because I actually had asked him about this last month when I got a chance to speak to him about the implications of being a team that's in the second luxury tax apron, about Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal both being free agents this summer, and how the Suns could re-sign them using their bird rights, which would, allow them to offer more than a team over the cap typically can, but would come with hefty luxury tax payments. And he said, look, we're trying to win here. No matter what it costs, we're trying to win. We love Grayson and Royce. We want to keep them. We want them here beyond this season because of what they provide for us on and off the court. And it's awesome that he was able to back that up with an in-season extension that's really team-friendly. I know it's going to cost about $80 million combined in payroll and luxury tax payments for this first year of his deal, but it's really a steal if you look at the fact that he's only 5 months older than Cam Johnson and is getting paid, $24.5 million less in total there. That's a pretty great steal for a guy who led the league in 3-point percentage, who's been lights out, who's been a great fit next to the big three, is having a career year, and who wants to be in Phoenix. The fact that they were able to get him for that price speaks to how much he wanted to stay here, how much he's enjoyed playing with the Suns team, and how much he recognizes that playing with the big three opens things up for him. There's a stat on NBA.com that I think about 81% of his three-pointers this season have been designated as wide open, which means the nearest defender is 6+ feet away. So 80% of his shots are wide open playing with this big three. He understands his importance to the Suns, and he understands their importance to his success as well. So it's great that they're bringing him back.
Gerald, you mentioned that, they had Bill at the point, they pulled the other two off the court and allowed the other guys and allowed him to get in the flow. Do you think that the team has finally found the roles for this team, the bench, and everybody's comfortable with those rules for the greater good of winning it all? Do you feel that that's finally there after these last two victories?
I think we're getting a lot closer, that's for sure. And a lot of this is matchup dependent, because you look at their up and down week, like the Clippers are a bad matchup for the Suns. But a team like Minnesota and even a team like Denver, series where Yusuf Nurkic won't get played off the floor, are good matchups. And so I think that's why they're optimistic. I think that's why we saw them have so much success against Minnesota, is because they have those rotations kind of ironed out. They know who they can rely on in certain matchups coming off the bench, what those lineups are going to look like. And just having Beal out there, for an extended stretch, that's the tough part, is this only wound up 41 games together this season, about half the season. And a lot of it was so chopped up. You'd have one guy out and then he'd come back, but another guy would go down. You didn't get like these prolonged stretches where you could really have all three of them out there and build something. So now over these last couple of weeks, all three have been healthy. You've been able to see them kind of approach what we saw back in December and January when they were first starting to get all three of those guys out there at the same time. They're starting to build towards cohesion. They're starting to lineups work best around them. And I think Beal finding his aggression is a key part of that too.
I think I saw a Gerald Bourguet tweet, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago, and it referenced Isaiah. And the only reason I'm bringing that up, because if this team were to struggle and lose in the first round, Gerald, is Isaiah Thomas's name going to be much more in the forefront? Or if they go on a nice run, does the Isaiah Thomas name go away?
You're talking about Isaiah Matt Ishbia's friend,
Yes.
Isaiah Thomas?
Yep. You got it. That was your tweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting question because I think if the Suns fail to get, to the conference finals or the finals, we could see a situation where you're looking at a roster that's going to be remarkably similar next season. You don't have a ton of options to build. You don't have any cap space really, and your trade options are kind of limited there as well.
3.
So the first person to come under is probably going to be the head coach. And I don't know what type of role Matt Ishbia might envision for a guy like Isaiah Thomas. He hasn't coached in the NBA in a long time. He hasn't even been in the NBA in an official role in a long time. But hopefully that's not something we'll have to worry about. They are obviously close. Isaiah Thomas is on his board for UWM as well. So definitely something to monitor, but I would like to think they would go with a little bit more experience and especially recent experience if they made a change in the head coaching position or in the front office.
Well, and speaking of the bench going to be ready to go against this Timberwolves teams. You mentioned it, Gerald. The Suns have pretty much blown them out in their 3 victories. But then again, as things get tighter, is this bench going to be who's been averaging 15, 20 at maybe most over these last 2 weeks, going to be capable to keep up with the Timberwolves with their starters?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I think the Timberwolves have a little bit of an advantage in depth if you look at the body of work over the season. But this is a very drastically different bench team from, even just before the trade. Look at bringing in Royce O'Neal and the impact he's been able to have on both ends, how seamlessly he's fit in as, a 3-point shooter, as a defender at multiple positions, as a guy who can move the ball where it needs to go. I think Eric Gordon is really good for this particular Timberwolves matchup because the Suns are able to spread that Wolves number 1 defense out with all the shooters that they have, and Gordon plays a key part in that. The biggest concern for me is the center depth behind Yusuf Nurkic. If Nurk gets in foul trouble like he did on Sunday, we saw them kind of struggle in the Drew Eubanks minutes, and Thad Young as well wasn't really great in that particular game. So Frank Vogel is going to have to make a decision. He sticks with a more traditional big and Eubanks, who's kind of struggled this season, or if he, busts out Thad Young in some small ball looks. If he goes to KD. The good news is, for all the concerns about the bench, the starters are going to be playing, upwards of 40 minutes a night to hopefully negate some of that. But it will be interesting. And I think a lot of this, for a guy like Bol especially, is going to be matchup dependent too.
30 seconds left, roughly. I'll just throw this one at you. The NBA is famous for players with nicknames. Do you find this series to be that interesting with nicknames? For the T-Wolves, you have Cat and you have Ant-Man. And then for the Suns, you have Book and KD.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a little bit better. I prefer the Slim Reaper for KD, and we still need to come up with something for, but it is kind of iconic to shorten it. But no, I mean, I love the Cat nicknames, love Ant-Man. It's going to be a fun series for sure.
Gerald, thanks so much, man. Keep up the great work. We enjoy your work, so thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Gerald Bourguet joining us, Suns lead writer for PHNX Sports. Does a tremendous job, real dialed in. Appreciate him taking some time. He's brought to you today by the CAZ Sportsbook. That's where we are today, every Monday. Bet the game, watch the game. It's the Sportsbook here in Casino, Arizona, in the CAZ Sports Bar. They also have the Roc and Manuch Amber here they have the lager here. So try it out. Thanks to our friends at Huss. Again, they have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens that display all of the betting lines. Continue talking about the Suns team. Do they have to take to get by a team that they've beat pretty bad 3 times this year, that being the Timberwolves? This is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on the Drive, with the Suns facing a huge first-round matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves, what are the biggest reasons for optimism? What are the biggest reasons for pessimism? 6:05 on the Drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app. Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at righttoyota.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
When it comes to men getting a vasectomy, you want to ensure you can go to the experts. So call Purely Vasectomies. Purely Vasectomies. They're easy, comfortable, and convenient. They have single appointment options with a same-day consultation and vasectomy. Plus, there are 3 Valley locations. Their experienced specialists take the time to answer all your questions. They offer sedation to keep you comfortable. And most men can return to work next day. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
I love a beautiful lawn. I hate doing lawn care. That's why I use True Green. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. And we all know those are some nice greens. So just imagine what they can do for your lawn. All you have to do is water and mow. Top it off, when you sign up for an annual plan by April 20th, get 1 application free. Visit truegreen.com for the best lawn at the best price, guaranteed. Restrictions apply.
Metro Mornings. Drive with Joey Ayler. Listen tomorrow, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Booker on an island with John Green. Booker lost the handle. Chases it down. His foot is on the timeline. No call. Beal hit a 3. Unreal.
Suns and Timberwolves this weekend as 24 NBA play-in tournament. Boy, what was I going to say?
I don't know. What were you?
Well, you were getting ready to
No, I was stretching my neck.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's
the weight of that chain around my neck.
The star power. The star power. I mean, you think about this play-in tournament, including LeBron James and Anthony Davis of the Lakers, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green of the Warriors. You've got the 76ers with Joel Embiid, DeAndre Fox and the Kings, Zion and Ingram with the Pelicans, and more. I mean, it's
great.
For to end like it did yesterday with 15 of the 20 seeds in this expanded playoff bracket, not decided yet, was awesome.
Can I throw this?
If you like the NBA.
Is there an Eastern Conference, by the way?
Let me throw this at you. Is this the first year that we are going to witness a possible changing of the guard? Because look at it this way.
I like how you did that, changing of the guard,
Thank
NBA.
you. Yes.
You thought hard and long on the weekend on that
Come
one.
on. You know things just roll out.
No,
they don't.
So
yeah, they do. They roll, but they may not stop.
They'll roll right off the tongue.
Yes.
So there's a possibility you may not see Steph Curry. You may not see.
Let me wait. Let me no, I want to before because I have to ask this.
Okay,
changing what?
My point is this: all of the great veteran players that you just talked about, are in the play-in.
Sure.
Okay. Steph Curry could get bounced. LeBron James could get bounced. All of those guys that we just discussed, and we have talked about them for how many years now, and they have won NBA titles. They may not even make the playoffs.
I see what you're saying.
They may not make the playoffs.
The stars, the superstars,
correct.
The last 8 to 10 years, you may not be there.
Yeah.
I mean, if KD gets bounced in the first round against Minnesota, he's out, Book's out.
Yeah.
So the European guys, all the Luka Doncic's, all those guys, the European flavor, all that
Jokic,
kind of comes into play. I see what you're saying. So that those superstars may not be into round 2 or even round 3.
But my money's busted in Denver at the end of the day.
Well,
I think so.
We have all this talk, but it's not like you can give it to Boston. But damn, 64-18, they were killing teams.
They were.
But I don't know about Boston.
But
I'm with
you, Jack.
Am I 3-0 on our side bets, or what's
I doubt that.
Didn't the Suns win 64 games just a couple short years ago?
Yes, and then
how far did they get? Before
Dallas
went.
But come on, they were convincing this year. The Suns weren't.
Oh, they were blowing teams out, Rob.
No one was saying they were going to win the NBA championship, though.
They said they
had a chance
to win the Western Conference.
I think a lot of people are saying, okay, Boston, they wrapped up this Eastern Conference pretty easy.
They did.
Well, it's Eastern Conference, so for that, okay.
The teams in the East.
It's not as tough as West. I get that.
That is correct. Yeah, the teams in the East, there's one super team, and that's Boston. The teams in the West, there are like 8 really
Didn't they say that about
teams.
Boston last year before Miami beat them?
Correct.
And for the NBA Eastern Conference title?
Correct.
Where they went on and went to the title, the title game and went to the championship? Boston, you would think, I'm like you. They should roll.
They should.
Roll through the Eastern Conference before they take on Denver, unless the Suns got this newfound life that they can make a run.
I can't. Well, your poll question is pretty good today in regards to our Steve 48 Roofing It's Your Call question. What percentage of the Suns to make it out of the first round against the Timberwolves? 25, 50, 75, or 100. Those are your percentages at Roc and Manuch on Twitter. It's such a roller coaster ride for Suns fans this year.
It is.
One day it's, oh my gosh, they're not even going to make the playoffs. The next is, wow, once they get in, the big three is going to turn it on, and man, they could be coming out of the West. They got Denver's number.
Yeah.
All right, they already got Minnesota's number. I'm fearful if they get L.A. Lakers.
Yes.
Even though I like the Clippers out of the West right now. I really like the Clippers if they stay healthy. They got so many guys on their team. They got 4 superstars. If they can get their what together, there's no reason why they should lose.
And if they're healthy on top of
it. Well, that's why I said they got to be healthy.
Now, the other two is you kind of get caught up. Well, and right now the poll currently goes 75% is at 46.2%, followed by 50% at 38.5%. So, somewhere in the middle lies they're going to have a week off. Minnesota's going to have a chance to get healthy. Cat and Towns, they'll scrimmage, get themselves hopefully some continuity. I'm like you guys. I'm like, okay, who the hell are the Phoenix Suns? To know they got to blow the doors off Minnesota. Okay, they got one against Sacramento on Friday night. They came back, and all of a sudden, Bill seems comfortable at the point. They're moving the ball. They're playing a concerted effort of defense. So can they translate that into the playoffs in the first, 2 games, I should say, and translate that with a week off?
I'm just going to reference this because we've talked about other teams, really good teams in the West. Which team have we not discussed? The team that closed the West on a hot winning streak, and that is the Dallas Mavericks with Doncic and Kyrie Irving. And I know they're going to be matched up against the Clippers. The Clippers handled them similar to what the Suns did against the T-Wolves during the regular season. But since they acquired Daniel Gafford from the Washington Wizards in that trade, and they got him implemented into their offense, the Mavericks have played excellent basketball.
Speaking of a team that has a team's number, Dallas has got the Suns' number.
They do have their
much
number.
like the Suns have Minnesota's number, and Denver's number, but once everybody's healthy, everybody's playoff time, it's a whole different realm.
I agree.
No, but as just a basketball fan in general, I want to see Dallas Phoenix.
I love to see
Phoenix
that.
doesn't, but that has been, at least traditionally over the last few years.
It's great.
When DeAndre Ayton against Luka, first round picks, all that stuff. And now with Kyrie versus Durant and that history with those two guys, there's a lot of great storylines if they end up playing each other.
And it seemed to me it took a good year for Kyrie and Luka to get it together.
Yes.
To figure out, okay, who's the alpha dog, who's the supporter. And with the Suns, it seems that each one's having their own night. Bill has 36 points. Seems like KD's numbers have fallen a little bit, probably because more distribution going to Booker and Bill, or he might be a little tired, who knows. But I got to tell you what, it seems, and we talked about the Nuggets. Look how long it took them, for those 4 or 5 guys, to get it together over a 4, 5, 6 year period. But I think for the Suns, I just hope that game we saw yesterday, that's the kind of energy and commitment to defense that they can maintain through a 7-game playoff off the shoot. Now, can they do that for 21, 28 games if it goes that long?
Yeah.
That's the whole other question.
Here's the thing, too. Nobody is really talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. Rock, you said, I don't want to see them. Well, you won't if the Lakers get through the play-in tournament. Their matchup is with the defending NBA champion Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, that's great.
And the Nuggets swept the Lakers last year in the Western Conference Finals.
Would you rather see the Suns play Denver or LA in that situation?
No, I would much prefer them playing against Denver.
Yeah,
me
too.
I think LeBron's still a load at 39 years old. He's a load, and Anthony Davis can handle Nurkic and Drew Eubanks. That's not a big deal to them. So the Lakers would get, I believe, the Suns in foul trouble early because they live at the free throw line. And they're the best team getting to the free throw line throughout the course of the entire NBA season.
Jimmy, you mentioned every Western Conference team but the number 1 seed.
And that's the reason I didn't do that, is because I like OKC, but not this year.
Too young?
Too young. I think
Still
they're
the hell
too
of a
young.
season for
I agree 100%. And I'm telling you right now, for the next 5 years, OKC is going to be the problem in the West.
And experience matters. When you stop thinking
it
about
does.
that.
It does. In the playoffs, it really does.
Hey, tomorrow we'll be broadcasting from 1 to 4, as we do each and every day. But this time it'll be at the Barrio Queen in Gilbert, celebrating Taco Tuesday. Thanks to our good friends at El Bandino Yankee Tequila. That's tomorrow live in Barrio Queen in Gilbert. Next, it's 8:15 Sports Director Craig Fooey, and we like to call it Fact or Fooey. We give him 5 questions. Well, Manuch writes 5 questions, and we fire him at him, and we see if we can get all facts. Normally, it's usually split, but it's Fact or Fooey with ABC 15's Craig Fooey next.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Reports say the NHL Executive Committee approved the Arizona Coyotes' relocation to Salt Lake City. The league's Board of Governors must also approve the move. More reports say owner Alex Morello could move the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners up to the Valley when the sale is complete. The Suns reached an agreement with guard Grayson Allen on a 4-year contract extension heading into their playoff matchup with the Timberwolves. The Cardinals are hosting Alabama edge rusher Dallas Turner for a visit today and tomorrow. The D-backs face the Cubs tonight with Merrill Kelly on the mound, and the Mercury own 2 third-round picks in today's WNBA draft. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your... The House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Costco's refrigerated section or online at G2GBar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
This month's fever is here, and it might be time for that vasectomy. Call the experts. Purely Vasectomies. 844-NO-SPERM. 3 Valley locations. That's Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Start clean with Clorox, because Clorox delivers a powerful clean every time. Because messes happen. Because the charcoal mask, great. Because why would I put that on my face when I could drop it in my sink? This is what I get for multitasking. Ugh, why is charcoal so sticky? Hello? Hey, Janice. I am so sorry. I thought I was on mute. No, we don't need to reschedule. I'll just stay off camera. Ooh, yeah, that happens. So start
Who's there?
with Clorox. Use Clorox products as directed.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your Radio app.
This makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a fans' paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. It's time for Fact or Fooey with ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fooey. Fooey joins the guys each Monday to break down the top stories of the weekend. And as a reminder, Manuch writes the question. Now here's ABC 15's Craig Fooey.
That's right, Fooey, down the right to the guest line. How's your Monday going, Fooey?
Hey, Rock, what's going on, man? Monday, man, it's been a crazy weekend. Talking about Coyotes all weekend, talking about Suns. I was at Cardinals just, 2 hours ago? So, yeah, it's been a wild start.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed. You know, we have this guy, his name's Dan Manucci, and he's our writer. You know, he's a booker, he's a writer. He writes our Fact or Fooey. Not one question today about the Yotes. Biggest story in town.
Wait, what?
Not one question. Not one.
No, come on.
Serious.
Are you serious?
No.
After we beat it, we'll beat it up all sequence. We
I
don't
know,
wanna
but the guy,
bother
but the guy that covers him more than any other
that's
local
right. Oh,
sports
my bad.
station, Craig Fooey, he went on the road in the playoffs.
Yeah.
No other station
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Fooey?
And not one question?
Not one. No, I think we
Not
would.
one? Like you don't want to hear me say I'm pissed? I'm
Yeah.
upset? I'm
Well,
angry?
I thought we would do that separately. You know, not just kind of blow it off by
Nah.
throwing it as a question.
Moonwalking Manuch. All right, let's start with Suns. That's a big story, obviously. The Suns shooting over 50% for the field, close to 40% for the three-point land, was the biggest key for the Suns' wins over the Kings and the Timberwolves. Fact or Fooey?
Their shooting percentage?
3-point and from the field. 50 and 40.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, listen, field goal percentage, 54.7%, three-point percentage, 55.2, free throws, 83.3. They actually played some defense, it looked like. They got more assists than the T-Wolves. Total turnovers, 13, compared to the T-Wolves, 24. So it was a good – listen, I'm so over this Suns roller coaster ride we've had because they've teased us, and then they've let us down and teased us, and then they go out and win their last 2 games. And look, we're 6th place.
Sure.
That's really good. See, we told you, no worries, no problem.
Which leads me to
They're
question
upsetting.
number 2. Coach Bradley Bill's 36 points in yesterday's 125-110 win over the T-Wolves. Finally, it finally has the big 3 hitting on all cylinders. Fact or fooey?
Fooey on that list. Where's Beal been all season?
Yeah.
I mean, a nose broken, a hammy, a ankle injury, a wrist injury. What's he been doing all season? And suddenly he shows up late in the game. I mean, listen, I know everybody's going to say, does anything matter in the regular season? Because once you hit the playoffs, if you win the NBA championships, nobody's going to worry about 49 wins in the regular season and 33 losses, are they? Because you're NBA champs. But where the hell's Bill been all season? Wait till the end?
Well, yeah, and the one thing we were talking about the Suns, remember the 64-game win a couple years ago, and they got knocked out early. And you look at, we're talking about Boston having their 64 wins this year. I mean, it could happen at any particular time that just because you're feeling pretty good that, the other teams could knock you off.
I just don't have any faith in this Suns team. I just don't know which team's going to show up. Is it going to be the team that showed up the last two games and last three and won? Or is it going to be the team that showed up last weekend and lost to the Pelicans at home and the Clippers at home?
Craig Fouhy is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, Coach, I'm going to call an audible. So I'm going to give you a question that is meaningful to you. and that is, Alex Murillo, does he take his $1 billion that he's going to get from the National Hockey League? He is a businessman, and he does not apply for an expansion team in 3 to 5 years. Fact or Fouhy?
Fact. Listen, are you going to take $1 billion from the league and then invest another $2 billion into a privately funded arena and entertainment district in the hopes of getting an expansion franchise in 5 years? Because you're not going to build that arena in 3 years. That's not going to happen. So you'd be back at Mullet if they gave you a franchise in 2 or 3 years. So you're going to do that and just hope and fight through Goldwater Institute and the environmentalists that want to make sure the birds are taken care of up there in that land, or the desert tortoises. I mean, you're going to fight a lot of people just getting that land and developing that land, let alone coming up with another $2 billion to develop the whole thing.
And
are you
Coach,
going to do that?
Yeah, I agree with that. As a matter of fact, we were talking about this on Friday, Rock and I, in reference to sometimes these billionaires become billionaires because they take over distressed properties, right? Buying the yachts at 25 cents on the dollar, not renewing the lease, on and on and on. It almost seems like he set this up in order to get that billion when it's only worth 800 million, et cetera, et cetera. It seemed like it was kind of going to take this from the get-go as a distressed property, move it on, and go down the road with this $1 billion.
Right. I mean, listen, I would have a hard time, and I don't have $1 billion. I wish I did. But I would have a hard time investing in something that there's no guarantee.
Sure.
I mean, even if Gary Bettman says, I'll guarantee you an expansion franchise, when does that happen? Right? Is that going to happen tomorrow? Going to happen in 5 years, 10 years? Ask Seattle Supersonic fans that question.
Yes.
Yeah. Right? Their team moved to Oklahoma City. They got to keep the logo, the name, the colors. And that was in 2007, 8, somewhere in there.
Right in there, yeah.
And now there's no team in Seattle, is there?
No.
All right, fourth one. The D-backs are now back on track with their National League pennant winning ways. How about that? Winning 4 of 5. Back to Fouhy.
Hey, Ryan Nelson and Zach Allen. Absolutely. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
There you go. They're back. We're back. World Series. I'm booking my tickets now. I'm getting some tickets. So, listen, it's early in the season. You'd like to see the D-backs get off to a great start. They've had some bumps with injuries. They still have those injuries. But let's see what guy gets in the rotation when Eduardo Rodriguez gets back from his injury, when Paul Sewald is out on the field. Let's see what happens, right? And when Corbin Carroll finally gets a groove at the plate, let's see what happens.
All right, last one, Coach. The days of Tiger Woods ever being in contention for winning a major tournament are probably over. Finished plus 16 at the Masters. Fact or Fouhy?
Probably. Yes. Listen, I said they were over after he got whacked by his ex-wife, right? Backing out of the driveway drunk. I thought he was done. He came back and won another Masters, but yeah, it's just he's seen better days, right? The worst golfer to finish through the tournament, 16 over. It's not Tiger. He was exhausted finishing that course, just physically. I think it's done. It's time to move on. And the trouble is, we don't have any really great personalities right now as young players on the tournament, right? I mean, the guys are all going to live, and it may even implode. Will there be a PGA Tour in 2 years? Who knows, right? I mean, is Liv taking over? What's going on? I mean,
we don't even know, and there just aren't those personalities that make you sit up and say, let's watch this. It's Phil and Tiger on Sunday. Let's watch. You got to watch, right? We just don't have those guys around.
It was a little too much, I think. I love Tiger. I mean, I got a Tiger shrine in my house, basically, in my man cave, but it just seemed like it was a little too much. I mean, there were some other guys that I would have liked to seen. Now, you had that right to go to the website. You could have followed him there or their app, but their app was amazing, the Masters app. But the fact that they kept showing Tiger on Saturday and Sunday, mainly Saturday, it would have just been nice to just, show a couple of highlights, lowlights, and that's it. It was too much Tiger, in my opinion.
But Rock, don't you think that's how desperate the PGA Tour is?
Yes.
Right now, that they need that name.
Three.
That they need Tiger. Everybody knows Tiger.
Well, he's what he did to golf, we all know. I mean, the same thing we're seeing with Caitlin Clark. I think a lot of people are tired of seeing her already, and she hasn't even been drafted yet.
Right.
Give it a few hours, but it's all about her. But there's only a few of these people that come around: Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Caitlin Clark. You can put her in there. Right? They have changed their sport.
And was this the quietest Phil Mickelson coverage you have ever?
Oh, so good.
Ever
loved
seen,
it.
Coach?
Loved it.
I mean, he
loved it.
He did play, right? He was out there playing.
He was there.
Yeah. I mean, and it's a tough sport right now because of all the crap they're going through, and the live deflections and the whatever the Arabian. Whatever that is, whatever that fund.
The Saudi government sporting fund. Yeah,
the investment fund. Yeah.
Yes,
it's just gone crazy, and guys are upset. They're angry. What happens to the tour? And you've got to have some personality, right? It's like when Muhammad Ali retired from boxing. Who was left to watch boxing? There's no personalities, right? It's like you need somebody to step up. The one thing the NBA does really well, it pitches the personalities of the players, right? The players are first and foremost. Baseball doesn't do that in any way, shape, or form. Football does it, right? And it's just, you have to have those personalities.
I will tell you this, what Tiger said afterwards, Coach, and you probably saw this. He said,
I did.
Yeah, he said he was pleased because he was able to finish. And he also stated that, you can count on me for the next big event. And that's the PGA next month.
Yep. He said it was a good week. He said it was a good week. It's like, and that's great for where he's at, right? I mean, for me to walk around the course 4 days and play, that would be a great week too, right? I love that. I understand that where he's at and where he wants to go. It's just, he doesn't have that game anymore.
Right.
1 minute. So, Coach, you got all the footage. You got me and Rock. We got all the notes. When's the to collaborate on the book and/or the movie for the Yotes? When can we expect to start working on that? Put this up because Hollywood will turn it down. They won't believe it when they see the script.
There's so many twists and turns to that story, you guys.
Sucks.
We were talking about it earlier. Colin had some longtime season ticket holders in this afternoon talking about the Coyotes, and it goes back to when Burke brought the team here from Winnipeg, right? And it goes back to him and Elman fighting over Los Arcos. And then Jerry Moyes getting involved with Elman, and then the bankruptcy. NHL takes over, right? I mean, it's just been Ice Arizona. It's like great. Wayne Gretzky gets involved. I mean, there's so many twists and turns, and it's like we've been talking about this since they left Footprint Center, since America West Arena.
Yeah, I don't think
it's nonstop.
I don't think it's a movie. I think truly it's a 30 for 30. It's more of a documentary.
Yeah, you're right.
A movie is okay. It's going to be embellished and all that, but a documentary, there's so many twists and turns that are factual that we got to watch. I think Craig Morgan is on it. I think Craig's probably already started. I know if you read some of his tweets, there's so many people asking him to start doing it, but I don't know when it's time to do that. When would it be time to do it? When the new team comes, if we ever get another one?
Well, there'll be. I don't think there'll be a new team here for at least 5. He's got a 5-year window.
I don't know.
You have to start. You have to start writing it now, though, because you got to have it. You got to have it fresh. You got to start writing it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Billy, don't work too hard, man. Keep up the great work. Thank you for the time.
Thanks, guys.
That's Craig Billy, ABC 15 Sports Director, Philly on Sports. Right, he brings it every week. So appreciate that. He's brought to you today by Twin Peaks, your home for Major League Baseball and all the NBA playoffs. Will be at the Deer Valley location this week on Thursday. So come out and see us, the brand new Deer Valley Twin Peaks. There's 5 of them now, and that is the most recent one. Casey from the Sports Book here. Next, if he is here. Yes, he is. He will join us next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Time to win some bonus bucks. Listen for your chance to win $1,000 dollar bill show. When you hear the keyword at the top of the hour, weekdays from 9 to 5, enter it at foxsports910.com to win. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, where there are no fees until we win your case. Speaking of win, we want to help you bank $1,000 powered by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. Interact, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today, 977-1900.
When it comes to men getting a vasectomy, you want to ensure you go to the experts. So call Purely Vasectomies. Purely Vasectomies. They're easy, comfortable, and convenient. They have single appointment options with a same-day consultation and vasectomy. Plus, there are 3 Valley locations. Their experienced specialists take the time to answer all your questions. They offer sedation to keep you comfortable, and most men can return to work next day. Call Purely Vasectomies at 844-NO-SPERM.
The United Fight League is back with UFL4 powered by F3 Energy. The 2024 schedule kicks off big at Gila River Resort and Casino, Wild Horse Pass. And the first UFL event live streamed on The Kick on Saturday, April 27th and features 2 world title bouts. Aman Moon Cosme takes on Arizona's own Hunter Azur for the inaugural bantamweight title. And the UK's Ashley the Beast Reese battles dangerous Nikolai Varentenikov for the welterweight championship. Tickets at UnitedFightLeague.com. Use discount code FOX910.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now, the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plan starting as low as $25 a line per month for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Family Talk with Straight Talk.
You give and you give. It's time to get with Straight Talk Wireless. You get a reliable 5G network and unlimited data, and you get to choose who joins your family plan starting as low as $25 a line. Does it have to be family? It can be family or people you like.
Get more lines and more savings. Switch to Straight Talk for family plan starting as low as $25 for 4 lines. Find us at Walmart and straighttalk.com. For network management, straighttalk.com. Family plan discount with 4 lines, all on the Silver Unlimited plan. Taxes and fees apply.
Time for the best bets, locks, and daily wager picks, courtesy of the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Now joining the guys is CAZ Sportsbook expert Casey Walsh.
From Boston.
Exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot. All right, Casey joins us here from the CAZ Sportsbook, like the big voice guy just said. And, no NBA games on Saturday, which was kind of odd. Not one game. But I know a lot of people were here watching the Masters. Were you getting a lot of people jumping on Scotty, even though he was a favorite going in on Saturday because it was still kind of close?
Yeah, we took a lot of money on Scotty. Nothing in comparison to Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson. Everybody was all over them. That would have been a huge liability. But yeah, definitely.
A liability to who? You know,
not to me, to the casino.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, overall, quite a bit of Scheffler action, but overall profitable on the Masters.
Were you able to take bets top 20, top 50? Does the book allow you to do that here?
So we only had for this, we had top 3, top 5, top 10,
Okay.
leader after first round, and then we had individual round matchups each day.
What determines that? Because this was the first year with DraftKings, I kind of went top 20 on a lot of guys. And I did a lot of, a couple bucks down if they win, and you win 500, like just some crazy bets. What determines if the book is going to take that kind of action?
We post it for every tournament.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so we'll have it even for this week, the RBC. We'll have top 5, top 10s. Probably not top 3s, but
why not for Masters?
We did.
Oh, I think you said you didn't.
No.
Okay.
We had.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah,
okay.
we had top 3, top 5, top 10, outright winner, first round leader, and every day we did individual matchups.
Oh, okay, so yeah, that's what I want to do, individual matchups. I've never bet that. I got to learn how to do that. But overall, when the favorite in golf wins, does that mean the book wins?
Most of the
time,
time,
the odds weren't that great.
Yeah,
to win any money.
Yeah, the odds on Scheffler were 425.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then the second place was Rory at plus 1100, which I can't believe anybody ever bets Rory to win the Masters.
I agree.
But he's always up at the top. I mean, you had plenty of John Rahm. Your typical everybody was betting.
I'm real curious.
You're curious a lot.
I
Anybody ever told you that?
No.
Because you say it at least every
Captain
show.
Curious.
You're like a cat. You're very curious.
That would be me. So when you start the NBA play-in tournament, do you have particular bets on which team obviously wins or loses, but if they advance into the regular playoffs for the NBA? Like, do you have a bet if the Lakers beat the Pelicans, you win so much extra if they advance into the top 6, into the playoffs?
No, for the play-in games, it's just going to be individual
Just
game
straight
and
bets.
spreads. Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, I mean, if you want, you can take one of these teams in the play-in to make, the Western Conference Finals or
that
NBA
was my
Finals.
question.
And it seems like these first 2 games tomorrow night, Lakers, Pelicans, Warriors, Kings, is almost a pick 'em. So at that point, are you looking at the over-under more so? What will more bets come in on, over-under? Or if it's even at tip-off time, what do you recommend? Or what do you see? I'm sorry.
I think a lot of people on this game are going to go with the just betting the spread. Most will stay away from the total. Most recreational bettors are going to bet your overs anyways. The playoffs, the tempo slow down tremendously.
Right.
Possessions mean much more. So those games typically tend to go under. But talking tomorrow's games are really intriguing. Lakers, Pelicans. Do the Lakers really want to win and draw Denver in round 1? Or do they want to possibly lose, which I don't think anybody wants to possibly lose, but then say the Warriors, and then you got LeBron versus Steph for, a chance to get into the playoffs. There's definitely big storylines in the playing games.
Are you surprised, and will this affect betting if indeed Steph gets bounced, LeBron gets bounced, and they are not in the playoffs, and now you have the new kids on the block, so to speak, in the playoff rounds?
Yeah, I think it'll take a little bit away from it, but
Okay.
a lot of the matchups are intriguing. People are going to watch them regardless.
Okay. All right. Will you take a lot of money on OKC?
I don't know. I mean, they're young. I don't know how many teams are really going to take them to win the West or anything like that. Denver seems to be the odds-on favorite.
Okay.
We'll definitely see quite a bit of action on the Suns-Timberwolves series. Suns to win the series, even though they're the 6th seed, they're a slight favorite to advance. They're minus 115 to win the series, which I think is fairly good. I think that's probably the best matchup they could have drawn.
All right. Here's my final question then. How much money did you take in on the Coyotes moving to Salt Lake City?
Yeah.
Nothing on that. A lot of upset fans though that like
bet.
hockey that come in here.
I bet.
They're not too thrilled about it at all.
Yeah.
So, how about the United Football League? Are you getting any play on that? Because I know people love football, and or should I just said UFC instead of UFL? 300.
Probably more on the UFC than the UFL.
So I'll tell you something that's probably a little shocking. UFL yesterday was actually our biggest bet sport of the day, and we actually got demolished in it.
Really?
We had quite a bit of action on the Michigan Panthers plus 2.5.
Oh, they're a good team.
they closed at minus 2.5, and they won
3 minutes.
They won 34-20.
Yeah.
So yeah, as crazy as it sounds, that was actually our highest bet sport in action of the day yesterday.
Even over the UFC or NBA games.
Well, that was
were
Sunday.
That was
So
Sunday.
UFC was Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
Well,
even over the NBA games on Sunday.
Yeah, there wasn't. I mean, we had a couple people come in that laid big money on NBA yesterday, but not too many because the spreads were just so crazy, like 13.5, 16.5.
Yeah.
You had in game in that Nuggets. No, not the Hawks game. Pacers in game 34 points, 35 points. Like,
so we're getting into the dog days soon after the playoffs in both the NHL and of course the NBA. Then it's all baseball, and no one's going to be watching WNBA except when Caitlin plays, right? So you'll see some betting on that, I'm sure, and especially props. But she'll probably only score 15, 18 points in that league. I mean,
maybe.
Yeah. So my question to you is, what's the best advice for betting baseball? Is it runs, over unders? What have you found for the recreational bettor like we are? Nothing crazy, but what would you recommend if you wanted to at least be out there? I'm not promoting gambling per se, but if you are kind of looking for, some advice in baseball.
Best advice I can give you, the casino probably wouldn't be happy with me saying this, is baseball is very, very hard to beat. There's not many people that can beat baseball at all.
Really?
When you talk about a lot of, your professional bettors, they got to win about 54 to 56% of the time to be profitable with odds at minus 110.
Wow.
When you go to these baseball lines, you're laying minus 170, you're laying minus 180, things like that. So that's a huge, huge advantage for the casinos. So if I was betting baseball, realistically, you're going to probably want to look at like run lines where you can get around the minus 110s or the plus 170s, things that way, or stay around the totals.
Okay, good stuff. That's what I was kind of looking at. All right, well, I guess I'll stay away from baseball. Bummer. I need a sport to bet. Maybe WNBA would. Because no one knows anything about these teams. Maybe jump in on that early.
I'll help
like you can do stuff like that. Like for baseball, all we're gonna do is take money every day on Braves, Dodgers. You look at the Dodgers tonight with Glasnow pitching against this kid Parker Mitchell. They're minus 375. You're going to put up $375 to make 130. It's hard. It's hard to win.
But if you got Jimmy B money, it don't matter.
Yeah,
I'll put up.
He needs a write-off.
Thank you, Casey Walsh from Boston. Appreciate it, buddy. Hey, bet the game, watch the game. That's the Sportsbook here at Casino Arizona. They got 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks, plus 8 screens displaying all the betting lines. Coming up, Steve Peters will join us. Talk about the Suns.
Clear.
Rock
We're
and
replaying
Manuch
that?
with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, historic rivalries tip off with shareable bites, and every shot you take is a game winner. All season long, you're balling with 29-degree beer, courtside seats, and scenic views. I mean, where else can you pair wall-to-wall hoops with hard-to-find whiskey? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sunset. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with Fern and Late Night Bites.
Commit to one day and help keep ozone away. Idling causes air pollution. Please turn off your vehicle when waiting in long lines like pickups and drive-thrus. You'll save on gas and breathe cleaner air. For more information, visit maricopa.gov/AQ.
Plumbing, HVAC, and electrical contractors on service.
We're replaying Steve?
Big numbers. How big? In their first 2 years on
Okay,
service
when were you going to tell me that?
typically see a 10% increase in call booking rates, a 9%
That potentially, if Rock was busy, and I got to pull it and then get you guys to record something.
4.7 out of 5 stars on customer review sites. Added all
No,
up,
that
and
we
the
never
answer
said
is
that.
clear. When solving for profitability, productivity, and growth.
Well, I was talking to him,
ServiceTitan
getting
is
him
an
ready,
essential
so I
part of the
didn't get a
equation for
I need you to record the tees.
Learn more today at ServiceTitan.com. That's ServiceTitan.com. Individual results may vary.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3.
It was? Okay.
Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights.
It's not about taping it, Manuch. It's about pulling it and getting the tees recorded.
Miller and McDowell.
Start clean with Clorox because Clorox delivers a powerful clean every time. Because messes happen. Because the charcoal mask, great. Because why would I put that on my face when I could drop it in my sink? This is what I get for multitasking. Ugh, why is charcoal so sticky?
Hello?
Hey, Janice. I am so sorry. I thought I was on mute. No, we don't need to reschedule. I'll just stay off camera. Ooh, yeah, that happens. So start clean with Clorox. Use Clorox products as directed.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Rappy Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
Cardinals are hosting Alabama edge rusher Dallas Turner for a visit today and tomorrow. The Diamondbacks play the Cubs tonight with Merrill Kelly getting the ball. The Mercury owned 2 third-round picks in today's WNBA draft. Reports say the NHL Executive Committee approved the Arizona Coyotes' relocation to Salt Lake City. The league's Board of Governors must also approve the move. More reports say owner Alex Morello could move the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners up to the Valley when the sale is complete. The Suns reached an agreement with Grayson Allen on a 4-year extension, heading into their playoff matchup with the Timberwolves. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword WIN at foxsports910.com. That's WIN at foxsports910.com.
The Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for clear skies, temperatures dipping down into the upper 50s. And then for your Tuesday, much warmer with temperatures in those mid to upper 80s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Every business faces challenges, but shipping shouldn't be one of them. Turn shipping to your advantage with USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Talking some Yotes in 15 minutes with Steve Peters, some NFL football with Frank Sanders in 30. Appreciate you hanging out with us. We're at CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Got the full team here. Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, Jax, and Shu back at the iHeartRadio studios as we continue to talk about the Suns avoiding the play-in tournament with 2 good wins over the last few days, as they now will face the Wolves as they earn the 6th seed in the West. They'll play on Saturday in Minnesota, a team that they've beat 3 times this year. Have really had their number over the last few years, but everything changes when the playoffs start, and I'm just happy to see Bradley Beal and having the game he had and what he's been able to do over the last few games is what we were waiting for. It's like we waited 4 or 5 months for what we expected when they got him in the offseason.
Yeah, I thought that, with him and with Jared Bourguet on earlier in last hour talking about how they allowed him to go out there and run the point without the other 2 and allow him to get in the flow, allow him to get him. I mean, he was shooting it and finally making those shots we've expected to see him. So maybe Frank Vogel's finally figuring out. You remember, guys, we got 3 superstars on our team. That doesn't just happen instantly. We've talked about teams. Look at Irving and Doncic
in
Dallas,
yeah,
taking them a good year. It took the Denver Nuggets several years for those guys to get it figured out. So maybe even Frank is finally getting it figured out. But I think the defensive side we saw yesterday, the intensity, and I always talk about the want to, and 24 turnovers, creating havoc, stealing passes, knocking balls away. That effort on defense created more of their offense.
And have that momentum with the 19 turnovers in the first half.
In the first
that tied
half.
a record, right, in the NBA. That was unheard of.
Yeah, and for the Suns to keep it down with the 12 or 13 turnovers, even though you looked at that Sacramento game, and Sacramento had like 8 turnovers.
They did.
And I think that, okay, if they're finally finding it, we always talk about, hey, there's the regular season, now the playoffs. We don't care how you get in, as long as you get in. If you can find your game, and hopefully the Suns have found their game on both sides of the court.
That's what I want to follow up on what you just said. You just want to get in. When it got to the point where everybody realized that the Suns were not going to contend for the top spot in the Western Conference, then the conversation shifted. Just get in, because it's an entirely different season once the playoffs begin. And if you would have been in the play-in tournament, so be it. Why do I say that? Because last year, the LA Lakers were in the play-in and went all the way to the Western Conference Finals before Denver eliminated them. So the idea is just get in and then just play your ass off, and you've got a chance to continue to advance.
I know we have all week to talk about this game, the first game on Saturday, but the only thing I can just say is if Bradley Beal can continue to stay in the face of Anthony Edwards, for a guy that averages 27 points a game or 26 points a game, to be held to 13, he gave the ball away 5 times. He got a technical because he was trash talking with Beal. Beal needs to stay in his face. That could make a difference. I mean, this is their superstar. And to hold him to 13 points, he's only averaging 14 against the Suns in 3 games.
They've done a really good job.
Great job. I know they're double teaming him too, but
they do.
Trash talking helps.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of conversation. I really am on the court.
Ant-Man was frustrated.
He was
Clearly
totally frustrated. And afterwards, we played a sound clip of Ant-Man early in the show after that loss, and he was truly frustrated with what took place.
I thought, the guy, you think of that guy that's very irritating on defense. He's a great defender. We think of the Danny Ainges of the world.
Patrick Beverly.
Oh, I can't stand
Bill,
there you go.
Bill was the Patrick Beverly for the Suns yesterday.
Yes.
On Edwards.
You look at these teams. A lot of these teams have had him that have had success. You could go back to Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Who do they have that was a freaking menace?
Oh, Dennis Rodman.
Exactly. Who is a menace? Who has been a menace over the few years with the Golden State Warriors?
Draymond.
I mean, there's something there.
There's a guy. There's always a
like
guy.
him or not, we all hated Danny Ainge.
Right, till he got here.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that is, and then hopefully with the whole week off, everybody gets healthy, everybody gets rested. But coming out that first game, you hope to at least split in Minnesota. But
no, you just sweep them. Everybody, you're like the third person I've heard today say, "Oh man, at least I hope that first game's close."
Well, here's they got
to get that first one. They got to sweep these guys.
I would agree to a point, Rock. The reality of it, though, it's a 7-game series. I would love to see the Suns sweep them. Trust me.
Why are they 7?
Well,
They
because
should be 5.
they used initially.
I know 7's way too long in the first couple
Adam
rounds.
Silver became the commissioner. Said we're going to make this thing
sorry.
last to August if we
I
have
know.
to.
When is it? It is June, right?
It's by the end of June. By the time it's
2.5 months of playoffs.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really not.
Awesome. It's
No.
awesome. What are you going to watch? Baseball?
Yes.
No.
There's no reason.
No.
There's no reason the NBA and the NHL should be playing past Memorial Day. Period.
I think for Adam Silver's, everybody
quick.
loves the playoffs. We're going to elongate them because everybody loves to watch them.
They
And to your
do.
point, we're going to watch baseball.
Yeah.
We watch WNBA. We'll watch UFL. They want to watch the best of the best. The NBA
It
guys.
is the best of the
Shoot,
best.
I had something to jump in on.
Hey guys, if the NBA Finals goes to a Game 7, it would be played on Sunday, June 23rd.
There you
Come on, seriously.
Clear your late June schedule for a potential Game 7 of the
That's
NBA
just
Finals.
wrong.
It's
I'm down
April
with that.
15th.
I'm
Come
down.
on,
Oh,
guys.
that's awesome.
Come on, you got to be a diehard. I mean, oh man,
It's the best athletes on the freaking planet. And
what?
No,
they're the
not.
best
Don't.
athletes on
Jimmy,
the
don't
planet.
go down that road.
NHL is, you know that.
And you know the NFL trumps all that.
No, it doesn't either. The best athletes on the planet, and within an NBA game, think about this. you get at least 10 eye-popping moments in an NBA game.
You better hope.
10.
And you know the NBA is hoping for either a Boston, LA, Boston, Denver. On top of that, if you get OKC comes in, young team taking on Boston or whomever,
that changes things.
But you know they're like hoping for the matchup of all matchups. You know, by the time that third week of June rolls around or second week, and you got 2 weeks of NBA finals, I think that's what they're hoping for eventually. But you were talking earlier, if some of the superstars are out of it,
that's
how many eyeballs are going to be on the last 2 weeks?
There's not one team that doesn't have superstars.
Yeah,
that's what
I know
was
that.
thinking.
Yeah.
Every Western Conference team you could pair up with the Celtics would be a hell of a series.
They can't go wrong.
But what I'm saying is, if you don't have the Celtics, you got OKC, whatever.
Every team has superstars.
Okay, so how many people can, if OKC goes to the NBA Finals, how many people can rattle off the OKC team?
SGA up for MVP.
Okay,
but a lot of people can't.
But
that's one. They don't even get to say how to say his name.
Yeah.
But that's that. I agree with that. That's the only team domination.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that
OKC is probably, but everybody will know them in the next few years.
And my hope is, I just hope to see the two best teams there.
You will. Whoever wins the best of the 7 in all these playoffs.
But I think that's the key. But I mean, that's
black and white,
right? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you said you want to see the best team.
Hey,
You will.
and the underdog would be OKC with all the young guys. Can the young guys fight through all those veterans that they're going to be going
That's
against?
it.
Can they go up and down the court 40 minutes per game with their 3 days between each game, for crying out loud?
I'm sorry, guys. June 23rd.
Yep.
That's BS.
Can't wait. I'll pitch a tent.
I mean, that's just
I'll
come on.
camp out.
Wait, what's NHL? Because NHL playoffs are coincide,
yeah,
and
about
that's
the same
mid-June, I think. You know, if that goes. Hey, but I'll take a Game 7 NHL over Game 7 NBA any day of the week. Any day of the week.
I'm pretty much with you.
You've called it, man.
am.
There is nothing better than playoff hockey.
There is
There's
nothing.
absolutely nothing better.
I
You don't
love
even need to
playoff hockey.
follow those two teams.
Right.
And you're
June
into it. 'Cause
17th.
These guys are going crazy. What's the date?
June 17th.
If it goes to if it's max, the Stanley Cup final would conclude no later than Monday, June 17th.
There you go. So you got plenty to watch.
So midsummer, we got NHL.
Come on, guys.
Midsummer NBA.
When needs to get to the point where it's just too much?
And
wouldn't it be nice? Hold on. Wouldn't it be nice if Major League Baseball would start Memorial Day and end Labor Day?
Sure.
I'd be
Would
good
love
for
it.
that. Yeah.
Labor Day hits, NFL starts. College football starts.
Yeah.
Let them go to February 1, all while the NBA and NHL.
So,
can
but
go
you
on.
would cut the Major League Baseball season because you want going into December with 160.
Well, it's already
games.
going into November now.
It
Yeah,
is.
It is, but I mean,
I mean, that's and let's be honest. I mean, it depends if it's the Yankees or if it's a cold weather
Minnesota
city.
Twins.
Well, you know, a lot of these places have domes, so it doesn't matter.
They
But
don't.
it's like it's crazy. I mean, you know, I've been to the Philly New York Yankees World Series, and I froze my what off.
you bet.
I had 7 layers. I was wearing one of the Eagles freaking ski jacket.
What seasons? What in pro friends don't go too long? Think about that. You look at NBA, NFL. They're going to go 18 games.
Yeah, that's fine. They should. They should go 20.
and
NFL rules.
Now you feel that way about the NFL.
Well,
the way I feel about
here's
the NBA.
But here's the difference. NFL's 1 game a week.
That is correct.
It's not like you got 3-4 games a week in these other sports.
Yeah, I know, but in the playoffs in the NBA, you got something to look at almost every night, and you have the top players participating in the NBA playoffs. Look, I love the NFL, and I'm with you on that. If it goes to an 18-game season,
So be it.
as Manuch
Let's
said,
go.
let's go.
And by the way, just kind of off the note, I mean, I know Jax knows this, but the FCS and football, their championship has been moved to Monday night. January 6th, they'll play in Toyota Stadium there in Frisco, Texas. That's big for that level sport.
Yep.
To get a primetime night. It kind of gets buried, over the years. And I think a lot of folks like us that follow football love the FCS because the playoff system, it's been in place for so many years.
I think that the CFP is going to move off of Monday because last year the FCS was on Sunday and the national championship was on that Monday. So them coming out with this on Monday night maybe means that
Tuesday,
CFP Tuesday, or maybe that Friday, Saturday that week. I don't know what you guys think.
They won't go. They won't go Sunday.
No,
they could go Saturday. I can't see it either. I don't know. I mean, you figure you got a week between the semis, right?
Right.
Yeah.
1 week.
But yeah, the Monday night move is huge. Huge.
I think it is. When I saw that this morning, I was like, oh, good for them.
Yep.
Good for them. Hey, real quick, our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question. Still got time to our Twitter page. What percentage of a chance do you give the Suns to make it out of the first round against the Timberwolves? And your choices are the obvious: 25, 50, 75, or 100. You can go vote at Roc and Manuch. Coming up, we'll get. I hate we got to go down this road, but we all know it. It's reality. And we're going to catch up with Steve Peters, who will join us next from GoPHNX about this. I don't know. I mean, you think about this, guys. We took pride in a city that had 4 major teams.
Yes. Yeah.
I think there's 13. I think I could be 14, maybe 13, 12, maybe. And it's in that number around. Now we can no longer say that. I think that sucks. It's an embarrassment.
It's toast.
Morello in our city, it's created an embarrassment for a lot of
We
fans
thought
there.
he'd be the knight in shining armor to come in and save this team, and it was the opposite.
But he wasn't. He's the Steve Miller Band. Go on, take the money and run.
Steve Peters next. Roc and Manuch, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on the drive, with the Suns facing a huge first-round matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves, what are the biggest reasons for optimism? What are the biggest reasons for pessimism? 6:05 on the drive, Fox Sports 910, and your free iHeartRadio app.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
We've got a few crashes on our list now. One is on I-17 southbound, south of Indian School. That's sitting in the right lane. I-10 eastbound at Dysart, another crash. That's sitting off to your right. And a wreck on the 202 Santan Freeway westbound at Alma School off right.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need at the prices you want. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they're guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time, or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This month's fever is here, and it might be time for that vasectomy. Call the experts. Purely Vasectomies. 844-NO. 3 Valley locations. That's Purely Vasectomies at 844.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48.com.
Gear up for a night of explosive fights as the United Fight League returns with UFL 4, powered by F3 Energy and Wild Horse Packs. Get your tickets now at UnitedFightLeague.com and use the special savings code FOX910. UFL 4, back in Arizona, Saturday, April 27th. Tickets at UnitedFightLeague.com.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting, taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Find what you love, love what you find. A total wine and more. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guys in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Backs face the Cubs tonight with Merrill Kelly drawing the start. The Coyotes were unable to hold 2 separate 2-goal leads in yesterday's loss to the Flames, their last game of the season, and as a franchise is Wednesday at home against the Oilers. In the Boston Marathon, Cisse Lemma won on the men's side, 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 17 seconds, 10th best in marathon history. For the women, Helen O'Beary won her 2nd straight. I'm Frank Garrity.
Top level of Arlington. Here's what's trending. Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Staples Anything you need to move your business forward, like banners, flyers, signs, and catalogs, some even same day. And now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Offer N61. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, your local print and marketing expert.
Talk Puck with ESPN analyst and host of the Coyotes podcast on Go PHNX, former NHL coach Steve Peters. Coach Petey now talking puck on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 9 free iHeartRadio app.
Well, y'all know by now, on Friday, the Coyote players were informed that the team is relocating to Utah. Joining us now to talk about it, as you just heard, Coach Pete. Coach, I don't even know where to start. When I saw you in the morning the other day, and for those who don't know, Steve and I live next to each other. We're neighbors. And he mentioned to me that he had talked to some of the players and didn't want to go on record yet because, he wanted it to come out of the right source. He told me that this was going down. And it didn't really sink in, Steve, until like a few hours later when all the reports came in. When did it truly sink in with you that it is all over with the Coyotes?
It's interesting because we talk about this a lot on our show, and it ebbs and flows. It's like Leah likened it to a relationship breakup or a death in the family. It's really hard, and there are days I'm fine, and there are days I'm not, because hockey has been such an integral part of my life. Like, I've been around this franchise for literally since its inception. It's really hard. And you try to find ways to supplant it, going, there's going to be ASU hockey. The Roadrunners are staying in Arizona. But this is hard. This hits hard, and sports is just different. And the loss of a team, there hasn't been one in the NHL since Atlanta moved to Winnipeg, and that's been a very long time now. So this is only the second time since 2000 that this has happened. It's hard. And I don't honestly know if it has sunk in yet.
Steve, you're not that far removed from being on the staff for the Coyotes. You know a lot of the front office folks on and off the ice. What kind of conversations have you had where this is directly impacting the folks that work for the organization?
Yeah, it's funny. When you're a sports fan, you think the team moves. It's a team moves. It's a couple of jerseys and name changes on the logos, but it's so much deeper than that. The players are affected greatly here, and there are some players that are really unhappy. And the players love the Valley. They love the weather here. They love the golf. They think that the future was bright here. There's some players that are very frustrated and felt blindsided by this. But the staff, this is devastating. And we know the financial setup for the staff is much different than the players. Players will be fine. They'll buy a great new house and everything will be fine. This is different. This is different. The guys that have wives that work and kids that are in school. There are people that don't know if they're going to have a job next week because they haven't really been notified what's going to happen over the next few days. A few have, and few I've talked to are planning on making the move to Salt Lake, and they did it through tears. And these are grown men. These are tough decisions. Selling houses, getting kids out of school. This is very, very hard. And I want to make sure people understand that is part of this process of moving a franchise, that there are a lot of people affected outside just the players and the fan base.
Steve, I'll back up just a little bit. Coach T had talked about his interview that they're made aware that this could happen back in January. So if you look at all the timelines, Channel 12's been real good about breaking the timelines down, what have you. At what point do you feel that the straw broke the camel's back, so to speak?
I think it was over waiting for this auction to get posted. I think that was finally it, because you saw the auction. We've all been waiting for the auction to get posted in June. I think that needed to get posted. The anticipation is that auction was going to get posted earlier in the year, and the auction would take place sometime in the first quarter of 2024. When that didn't happen, and that date of in March started to pass, you go January, February, March, you go, we're into June. If anything goes wrong with this project, if it goes right, it's 3 more years at Mullet. If anything goes wrong, whether that's politics or land problems, construction problems, building problems, whatever that may be, you're talking 4, maybe 5 more years at Mullet. And the league just said, no, we're not going to put the NHL in the Mullet Arena for the next 5 seasons. So I think when Alex Morella couldn't say, hey, we're definitely going to be up and running in 3 years, and he can't make that promise because he doesn't know, I think that was the beginning of the end. And I do think that they tried to save a brave face with their fan base just to keep them interested till game 82. But I think the fate on this has been sealed for some time, for much over a month.
I'm with you on that. All right, take me the owner. He gets $1 billion for the franchise. My question to you is, in your heart, even if they were to secure the land deal, Do you believe that they will try to bring hockey back to the desert? He's a businessman. He knows how to make big money, and he has made big money, Steve. Do you really believe that it would be him who will, again, have the opportunity to get an expansion team?
I don't want to take too long here, Jimmy B, but here's what I think. I think the ownership group is where the responsibility of this franchise leaving lies 100% on Alex Morello Sr. and the ownership group. This could have been done many different ways, and there are many missteps over the last year. What surprises me out of this, and we talked about the heartbreak, the staff members and players and fan bases, the one that comes out of this with over projected $500 million to $700 million profit is Alex Morello Sr. And I struggle with that part of it. I also struggle with the National Hockey League trying to get out of this franchise commitment with Alex Morello Sr. I do struggle to think that he will be again holding the keys to an NHL franchise in 5 to 7 years. I really have a difficult time believing that. At this point, we're hearing from Alex Morello that he still intends to win that auction on the 27th. He intends to start building in the first quarter of 2025. He intends to have a building and the Coyotes back somewhere between 4 and 7 seasons from now. But that is a long time from now, and a lot of things can happen. I have a hard time believing it.
Steve Peters with Fox Sports 910. Do you think the NHL wanted him out? I mean, think about it. He couldn't get the Tempe deal done. That was a layup. It should have been a layup. Yep. You hear about how the staff, you and I have talked about it, how some of the staff was treated. He couldn't pay his bills in Glendale. It could just been something behind the scenes that they really didn't want him.
I think there's a huge frustration with this ownership group, and I think he's had very successful businesses in his portfolio. The one difference with a sports team is public perception matters. Yeah. And what your fan base thinks of you matters. So the truth is, on the bill paying, Alex Morello's got money. He makes a lot of money at his casinos in Vegas, in Nevada, in Reno. He's got a lot of money. But some of his modus operandi has been delaying bill payment, and it started things in a bad direction for him. Yeah, there are huge problems here. I think the league was frustrated. The Athletic wrote a hit piece on the toxic culture inside that staff years ago, and that's while I was still there. And I'll be honest, I'm talking to the people I've talked to over the last week, hasn't changed much. There are people that are very angry with what's going on there, and they're ready to tell their stories. So I just have to say this, stay tuned. I have a hard time believing he's getting a team back unless he really changes the way he does business in this city.
All right, let me follow up then with that. Ryan Smith is the owner of the Utah Jazz in Salt Lake City, a self-made billionaire. So Matt Ishbia is a billionaire. He now owns the Phoenix Suns. Do you believe that Ishbia had anything to do with this and Ryan Smith diving into this just because, as what you stated, National Hockey League found some unsavory things about Morello, and they would like to have an owner like Ryan Smith?
I don't know the relationship between Ryan Smith and Matt Ishbia. I know Matt Ishbia, his name has come up a lot over the last 6 months to a year about him and his interest in buying a hockey team. And I think he's said he's interested on the periphery. I don't think it ever got serious. And from what I'm understanding, the talks with the NHL never became serious with Matt Ishbia. Ryan Smith is interesting, though, when you talk about bringing the NBA to Utah. And now the hockey team, Utah's a quarter of the size of the Phoenix metro area. The building is now, and this one is surprising to me, the building the Jazz play in will automatically become the third oldest NHL building when this team moves in. Only Madison Square Garden and the Saddle Dome in Calgary are older. So this building is old. And similar to Miracle West Arena, they're a they seat 11,000 unobstructed view seats. 11,000 unobstructed, not made for hockey. They have to push in all of the boards behind the visiting goaltender. This is not ideal. And it really shows you how the commitment to the league to get this team out of Alex Morello's hands really is there. Because if you're going to go to a non-ideal situation, it had to be bad here.
Steve, we'll get you out on this one. I'm going to take my media hat off, and I'm going to put my fan hat on. I have 4 jerseys, sweaters, whatever you want to call them. I feel absolutely screwed. I spent all this money. I support the team. I basically buy into this BS about this process and going through a rebuild every year.
what's going to suck here is we're never going to see the process come to fruition. We're never going to see how talented this team that you've been preaching about, how good this team is going to be. And what if they go in Utah next year and they make the playoffs and they go deep into the playoffs? You know, I don't know. I mean, I need somebody to give me that jump off the,
That's about the ledge,
off
right?
the ledge, because I'm getting more from, oh, this sucks, I'm upset, to now I'm pissed off. Just
Get ready.
Pissed off.
Get ready, Rock. They've won 4 of their last 6, and you know what's pulling them through it? Josh Doan, rookie. Matthias Michelli, Dylan Gunther, Logan Cooley. They are carrying the mail for this team. Dylan Gunther's on pace. If he would have played the whole season, he has a 31-goal pace right now. Those young kids are carrying this team, and every night we look at this franchise and go, seriously? Like now this is going to happen? Yeah, they're going to be good. They're going to be good. And so, and the one thing that we've been grateful for, they've been winning late here, so it's taking them out of the best odds lottery, because if this team wins the lottery and the Salt Lake City, whatever they become, gets the first pick overall, oh buddy, this is going to be a hard pill to swallow. And here's the other thing: when you say that, Alex Morello is his thoughts are, well, I'm saving Arizona hockey. It's going to be the Coyotes again. I've got the franchise name and the jersey, but it's not. It's not the team that we've all grown to love and follow. It's not the players. Like I don't think there's a real disconnect between him and the fan base. I don't think he understands that he's losing all of those names and players. We don't follow the jersey. We follow the guys in them.
Yeah. And by the way, you gave me that little tip that I put on DraftKings.
Sorry about that.
I lost my ass. Just so you know. So that means at least 3 weeks of you taking in both my cans, my recycling can and my regular trash can. Okay.
I was also going to ask if it was Roc, Manuch, and Jimmy B with PD. I'm just checking because it had a little ring to it.
We'll always have a home for you, Coach.
Absolutely.
We'll always have a home for you, buddy. Hey, thanks for the time, man. We always appreciate it. SD Peters joining us, part of PHX, does a tremendous job. Him and Craig Morgan, they've been all over it. And again, just it's just going to be a tough time when this thing comes out. When we have some time over the next few days, we'll really break down this statement, which is an absolute joke, that he put out in all caps. In all caps. Who does that? Who sends out a all caps?
I'm like, tell us something we don't know.
Oh, well, he didn't want anything.
Well, we're so tired of the BS. We know it's BS when he comes out with it. It's like, okay, it's total BS. We don't even. I read halfway through. I went, forget it.
Yeah, it was only 2 paragraphs.
2 paragraphs. Like, okay,
it said nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll continue on.
Nothing.
We'll continue on. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Suns reached an agreement with guard Grayson Allen on a 4-year extension heading into their playoff matchup with the Timberwolves. The Cardinals are hosting Alabama edge rusher Dallas Turner for a visit today and tomorrow. The D-backs face the Cubs tonight with Merrill Kelly drawing the start. The Mercury owned 2 third-round picks in today's double draft. Reports say the NHL Executive Committee approved the Arizona Coyotes' relocation to Salt Lake City. The league's board of governors must also approve the move. More reports say owner Alex Morello could move the AHL's Tucson Roadrunners up to the Valley when the sale is complete. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for clear skies, temperatures dipping down into the upper 50s, and then for your Tuesday, much warmer with temperatures in those mid to upper 80s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new Cravings Value Menu is a big deal. Or rather, it's 10 big deals. From new items like the loaded nachos to familiar favorites like the spicy potato soft taco. Check it out at a participating Taco Bell today. Available for a limited time only while supplies last.
Whether you're looking for a bay window awning over a breakfast nook, a shade sail or structure in your home or business, a retractable awning for your patio, or roll curtains for your screen room, the House of Canvas and Fine Wrought Iron has what you need. Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, has been cooling their customers for over 35 years. Fogco provides results that exceed their expectations with reliable misting and fogging solutions that you can count on all summer long. Head to fogco.com.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important.
You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by 2 words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Vans Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Greenwich from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Baby boomers and retirees, you can de-risk your retirement dollars with proven tax-saving solutions that have less risk and higher historical returns. National talk show host, wealth strategist, and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of the Hidden Wealth Solution can show you how to keep more of your hard-earned money from the upcoming tidal wave of higher taxes. Learn why it is never too early or never too late to get a head start to be retirement tax smart through proven solutions that can save you and your family thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit retirementprotected.com.
Frank's there.
Retirementprotected.com. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward, like banners, flyers, signs, and catalogs, some even same day. And now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or N61. Visit staples.com/print for details. Staples, your local print and marketing expert.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. He played 8 seasons on the Cardinals, the San
Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch. Now, Fox Sports 910.
Hey everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. Jax is here. Shu back in the iHeartRadio studios as we are here at Casino, Arizona in the CAZ Sports Book. Frank, welcome, buddy, as always. Before we get into some football, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you this. After playing in the National Football League as a terrific wide receiver, then staying in the Valley as a person who has lived here now for quite a while and works in the Valley, with the Coyotes now officially gone, how does that sit with you as a former professional athlete?
Thank you, guys. Happy Monday to you guys, man. I'm actually highly disappointed. Honestly, I'm highly disappointed. I thought that was when the Coyotes got here. Of course, it always seemed strange to have a hockey team in the desert, but that was a very intriguing decision to make. I thought the players that they brought here was something absolutely inspiring to a community you have people coming from different parts of the country that are leaving the cold, coming to the desert. And then, these kids that grew up in New York or Chicago or in Milwaukee, any other Boston, and they grew up playing hockey, and then they can come to the Valley and still play hockey, but be inspired by the professional athletes and knowing that the state of Arizona had a hockey team. That in itself was inspiration, but to see the team leave is very disappointing.
And you got to think, Frank, transient city, folks from the Midwest, back east, as you mentioned, and to come in here. And now that we've got over 5 million people in a 50-mile square radius, I mean, it fits to have the 4 majors here in the Valley.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that, I think there's something pretty special about having exposure to professional teams. I mean, like that is something. I'm a Fort Lauderdale, Florida kid. I didn't grow up with the Panthers, but I tell you what, when they got there, they made a difference in Florida when they got there, and I think there's something that I saw happen with the Valley. I mean, again, look at us, ASU and the hockey team. Like there's something inspiring about having 4 major NFL major sports that are in the Valley. It gives kids options to see, exposure to different stuff. And then it builds up, like you said, 5 million people, man. A lot of people come from the Midwest and back east believing that their kids can grow up. Their parents watch hockey players. They believed in the Boston Bruins and the Chicago. And now you come to the Valley and they see that their kids can still play hockey or grow up inspiring to be hockey players, the Shane Doans of the world. You yourself say, I mean, you still can do that just because we live in the Valley. But now that that's not the case, it's like I said, it's very disappointing to me.
And speaking of Arizona State University, could you imagine, Frank Sanders, at Auburn, you're about midway through spring football practice, and Auburn hires Fred Biletnikoff as your brand new wide receiver coach, like ASU has gotten one Hines Ward as their new receiver coach at Arizona State University. Do you think these kids realize how lucky, how fortunate they are to have a guy like a Hines Ward? Like, you would have been excited to have a Fred Biletnikoff come in your receiver room in college?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're talking. Watch this here, Manuch. I played 9 years in the NFL, and I played with only one coach that actually played the wide receiver position, and that was David Shaw when I was in Baltimore. None of the other coaches I played with that were actual wide receivers. And so I tell you what, to get a Hines Ward, you got somebody that did it. Someone that they have the attack mentality of a receiver more so than a guy that just can teach you routes and how to get to certain spots. I think there's something special about that. Again, if I'm at ASU and I got a coach like that, I know I got someone that's going to teach me how to add that extra thing that most guys don't have in the NFL. It's not about just the foo-foo, as we call receivers, the pretty boy attitude. Hines Ward is not pretty boy. He is a Debo, go get it. Let's be grunt. Let's punish defensive backs. Let's punish this defense mentality. Now, if that's what they want, that's what they're going to get. And I hope that the guys that come to ASU have that mentality.
Frank Sanders is our guest on the Right Toyota.
3.
And Frank, let me follow up with that then, because the generation that is now participating at ASU may not have even heard of Hines Ward. So do they look him up online? Does he walk in with film and play, guys, this is what I did. I won 2 freaking Super Bowls. You better pay attention to what I'm talking about.
Look, you do what you got to. And I think the biggest thing is that you tell them I've been here. I've done this. I know exactly what you're experiencing. But what his job is to try to instill in those guys to believe that they themselves can become the same person that he desired to be, which is to make it to the NFL and be impactful and have longevity as in the NFL.
2.
So his name resonates with the Pittsburgh Steelers. His name resonates in itself. If they look him up, if they look him up, Jimmy B, they're gonna ask themselves, can I be that guy? Am I that guy? And I think when you ask yourself that, and you're being coached by him, then you yourself got to raise to that level of expectation.
All right, so riddle me this, Batman. All right, you got Cliff Kingsbury as the OC with the Washington Commanders. One of the latest scenarios, and I want to see if this resonates with you, is that potential, I'm saying potential, trade for one Kyler Murray, and the Commanders give up a couple of top first-round picks, and the Cardinals could end up with a younger version or a young version with the second pick and the fourth pick, getting a quarterback and or receiver. So that's one of the latest scenarios that's out there, Frank Sanders. The Kyler Murray go join his ex-head coach, and that the Cardinals get the second pick and maybe the fourth pick. How you feeling about that? How does that resonate with one Frank Sanders?
I only want to be sitting at the same bar of the guys that did that. I want to be at that bar. want to be at that bar.
It's not too far-fetched,
Bro, like
Frank.
that-
It's not too far-fetched now.
I mean, that's the crazy thing about where the Cardinals are right now.
Yeah.
And Monty and JG and Mike are in that kind of spot again this year where, I mean, the scenarios that pop out that can be so beneficial to them and so organizationally changing and in the direction the Cardinals want to go is right now at the table for them. And they can eat a plate full of good draft picks. They got a lot of good scenarios and a long wine list of people they can pick from. And I think that's a good place that they're at. To think about Kyler leaving here and going to join back with Cliff Kingsbury, watching the scenarios of their last 2 or 3 years, 2 years together, I would say I don't know why Kyler want to do that. But again, if the trade takes place and we're able to go get a younger version of him and maybe potential Caleb Williams or something like that, then I guess that's something that is good for the PR purposes of it. And again, we in the Valley would be, a lot of people would be elated about it because they are not Kyler Murray fans, unfortunately. And then there's those who are Kyler Murray fans, and they look forward to seeing a new quarterback take the helm of the Cardinals position as quarterback.
Always good, pal, when you take time with us. I hope you enjoyed the Masters, did you? You got 30 seconds.
I did, man. I thought it was great. It was great to see Tiger make the cut. Scotty, man, is just a baller, a beast. He's a grinder. And again, there's nothing bad you can say about him. And everyone that's trying to catch up with him right now, they need to go get lessons because this guy right now, they need to go get mental lessons because he's giving everyone 72 holes of golf, and the other guys are only playing 50, unfortunately. They're on the PGA Tour, not the LIV Tour.
Thank you, pal. You have a great night, okay? You can enjoy the WNBA draft that's coming up.
I'm looking forward to it, brother. Let's go, Murphy.
Frank Sanders, everybody. Yeah, he's brought to you by the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar right here at Casino, Arizona. It is a sports fan's paradise. You can bet the game. You can watch the game. 3 live betting windows. Also 6 self-service betting kiosks. It's all available from 8 in the morning until 11 at night. It is the CAZ Sportsbook here at Casino, Arizona.
And you can win the G2G protein bars for an entire year. All you have to do is just text G2G to 59925. You can enter daily to increase your chances of winning. That's G2G to 59925. Standard message and data rate supply. Again, G2G protein bars now available in the refrigerated section in Costco.
All right, quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get you up to speed on what's up tonight sports-wise, plus the results of our State 48 roofing. It's your call question of the day and a little football conversation with Football at 50. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, live from Casino.
Time to win some bonus bucks. Listen for your chance to win $1,000 dollar bill show. When you hear the keyword at the top of the hour, weekdays from 9 to 5, enter it at foxsports910.com to win. Sponsored by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, where there are no fees until we win your case. Speaking of win, we want to help you bank $1,000 powered by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys. Interact, need a check, call Lerner & Rowe today, 977-1900.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
There is a street closure due to a natural gas leak. 27th Avenue at Northern. Dunlap and 35th Avenue are your best alternates there. 202 Red Mountain Freeway eastbound near McKellips. We have an accident that's sitting off to the right.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's, save big when you buy in bulk at Lowe's. Save 10% on bulk purchases of select roofing shingles because Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now, the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G Protein Bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G Protein Bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Beat the heat this summer and get covered by Arizona's #1 rated shade experts. Visit thehouseofcanvas.com. House of Canvas, family owned and making shady deals in the Valley for over 40 years. That's thehouseofcanvas.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at Venezias.com. That's Venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar. Dukes on Miller and McDowell with dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Dukes, because there's only one Dukes. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. Shut
And Doug.
Being a spokesperson's easy, kid. Just say, customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Customize and save with Liberty Bibberty.
That's not it.
Liberty Mutual. Liberty Musical.
Nope.
Liberty line.
It's 2 words. Liberty Mutual.
Got it. Don't not pay at libertymuttnoodle.com.
Wow. I guess I'll just do it.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
That's a wrap.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates.
It's the Learner and Row. One call, that's all.
This is the montage. It's Beal, Corbin Carroll, and then Scotty Scheffler.
That's all. 602-977-1900. Learner and Row, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Booker on an island with 9-3. Booker lost the handle. Chases it down. His foot is on the timeline. No call. Beal hit a 3. Unreal.
Corbin, first pitch swinging. Base hit. McCarthy's home. Here comes Barnhart. The throw from Nootbaar is offline. And Tucker's home. It's 4-0. Corbin Carroll drives in 2 more.
His stardom confirmed.
You're hot.
So there it is for you. Bradley Beal, Corbin Carroll, and Scotty Scheffler winning the Masters. That is indeed our Learner and Row one call. That's all. A little montage of some of the big events that took place over the weekend. Just make one call. That's all. It is indeed Learner and Row. All right, let's get to what's on tap. And it is presented by BKD's in Chandler and Arena Sports Grill. They have the Roc and Manuch Amber, while the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar, also along with Upper Crust, have the Roc and Manuch Lager. Tonight on TV, Cubs, Diamondbacks at 6:40. Once again, 6:40 first pitch, Cubs and Diamondbacks. And our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day for a free quote, repair, or installation.
3.
Just head to state48roofing.com.
All right, folks, what percent of a chance do you give the Suns to make it out of the first round against the Timberwolves? All you have to do is just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Is it 25%, 50%, 75%, or a 100% chance? I voted 75%. That's in the lead right now, Jimmy, at 46.2%. Followed by 50%, which is at 38.5%. And then 25%, 100% is at 7.7%. I just feel that hopefully I'm feeling the Suns are finally feeling it. I think we've seen these last 2 games are a good tune-up for them to finally get it as a team as far as chemistry. And then it might be misleading that the Suns have the Timberwolves number winning, 3-0 this year and beating them pretty soundly. So I'm hoping that 46.2% of us are right in reference to this Suns moving on after this playoff run.
I went for 50%, Manuch, because it is the NBA playoffs. And things change dramatically, as you and I both know, with the tempo of play. Generally, it's slowed down a little bit. The defense turns up a couple of notches as well. I just want to see the Suns at least get through this first round against Minnesota.
Well, and again, as Bradley Beal finally found his rhythm, has Frank Vogel finally figured out what the rotation is, what the chemistry is, whose role is what. And, having Gerald Bourguet on a little bit earlier, the lead writer for PHNX.com, talking about the one thing that I didn't really think about. And when he left Bradley Beal in there as the point, and he pulled the other two off the court
guys out,
to allow him to do his thing. And, let's face it, those three, our big three, are probably some of the best, if not the best, at their position and one-on-one. Now, as far as team chemistry and as far as moving the ball, you haven't seen that. But what I saw yesterday, moving the ball, passing the ball, team defense, rebounding, energy, effort, and getting out to a big lead and scoring 44 points off the get-go, can they do that and win 4 out of 7 in a series versus a very talented Minnesota Timberwolves team? This is a huge challenge for a team that's basically was one game out of first place in Western Conference, moving into the playoffs.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I love the NBA playoffs. It's a great time of year. Hey, coming up tomorrow, we're going to be at the Barrio Queen in Gilbert. Our guests will include Kyle Vanden Bosch, Suns play-by-play voice John Bloom, and Cardinals beat writer Bob McManaman. That is the Barrio Queen in Gilbert. Thank you to everybody here at Casino Arizona. For Roc, Manuch, Jax, and
10.
Stu back in the studio, I'm Jimmy B. Have a